at the front. Look at the front door, bro. Come on, check. Look at the front door, bro.
Front door.
Front door, bro. You know what? I'm just keep stacking. You know what I'm talking about? It was on F&I or yours on first?
F&I.
So they got a picture for us.
Hey. Bro, I was killing some motherfuckers on this beat. You found me what? You ready about that?
Yeah, you sitting right about that.
Keep playing, man. Don't even mind me.
Wait till I drop this R&B album. Thank you. Thank you.
Party time.
Thank you. Shout out to Bucharest,
Yo,
South Thailand, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Mozambique in the building.
Yeah.
Welcome. It's Tuesday night. You're not rocking with the best. This is the Fire Nights podcast experience. Thought-provoking black culture journey through sports events, sports, current events, pop culture, social media. If it's out there, we talk about it, but don't take us too serious until we're serious. Like that. I'm talking about, bro, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling groovy, and I would like to say hello and how are ya?
Hey, you!
Y'all gonna learn about the lows.
It's your boy, D Maticus.
What's going on, my people? What's going on, man? It's your man, Iceman, dog.
We're rocking live. We're rocking live from Area 51 and 51, man.
51, we got the aliens in the building. Hey, yo! Hey, yo, we got the aliens in the building. What's happening? What's that? Yeah, they talking everything. You know what I'm talking about?
They know English.
Area 51, man.
So with that being said, man, shout out to E-Square Cigar Lounge on 3616 Colorado Highway. Always home. Shout out to the big bro. Oh, we love you, baby. Also, man, go to the YouTube page, man, the Fire Nights podcast YouTube page. Hit them subscribes, man. We're about to start going from Facebook along with Instagram. Fire Nights podcast on Instagram. So please follow us on both of those platforms. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the follow button on the Instagram so we can get that popping, man. We're going to simulcast from that starting in what looks like probably April. We're going to do the simulcast. Facebook and YouTube and most likely Instagram simultaneously.
You've been asking for it, man. We going to give it to you.
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, thank you. We appreciate you rocking with us, man. We appreciate it. You could be anywhere in the world, man, that you rocking with us, but you are rocking with the best. How you feeling?
That's real.
How you feeling, bro? You good this evening?
Gucci, bro.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like to hear, man.
Always good.
It's the best day of the week, man. It's the best day of the week. This is the thing, man. My brothers, I get to have a drink, all that, man. I get to, my brothers get to blow a little bit, man. I get to, I'm rocking a Macanudo this week. I'm rocking a Macanudo this week, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, you going worst case scenario. Yeah, you got to snack some the mac and noodle this week, man. I got my Fiji water, man. I gotta stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying?
That's a real educated drink there.
You got to stay hydrated, bro.
Listen out of the room.
So listen, man.
The red ones.
I know my boy got a agenda chock full of juicy tidbits, man. I know it. I know it. So without further ado, man, I'm not gonna stay on ceremony, man. But first, what I do want to do, man, is I do want to have a toast to my brothers, man. Let's throw one up, man. Toast to the brothers, man. Toast to the Fire Nice experience, man. All that, man. Throw your glass up, man. Everybody out there.
Salud.
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 What they said.
Your boy Pal, go. Let's rock out. So what you got for us, bro?
I'm gonna start with I had a conversation with the homie, man, on the way over here, man. You know, I think the Fresh on Fire segment about to be something today. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna dribble down. I'm gonna throw it to Fresh and see what we got Fresh on Fire today, man.
Well, people all out there across the world, man, jamming in Bucharest. As I do, thanks, appreciate it. As I do, man, I'm scrolling, you know, on my break, I'm scrolling through, and I happen to see something that caught my eye, and I happen to see someone say, "Oh, I used to be this, and I used to have that, and y'all couldn't touch me back," and I just stopped.
68.
I just stopped because I was like, I said, "Yo, what motherfucking year is this? 2022, right? Don't nobody give a fuck about what was happening in '94. What the fuck is on your mind? Look around. People not even giving a fuck about what happened last week. Don't nobody give a fuck about you being the prom queen. You might have been the prom fiend for 20 years. But don't nobody care. And the funny thing is, I had to learn this my motherfucking way out here some years ago. I'm like, motherfuckers don't give a fuck about what you used to be and what you used to do. Motherfuckers don't care nothing about that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And people still living in the past, man, it really fucks me up because you leaning on something that has a very shaky foundation. Your past. Man, I hear people say that they rip off their rearview mirrors because they ain't looking back. Always say to people, I'm like, yo, if you want to talk to the old me, man, you want to have to go back and see him. What the fuck is we talking about these days, man? Are we actually thinking the best days of our lives was in the 80s and the 90s? What the fuck is he talking about? Sweetheart, because this was a female that said this. It wasn't a dude like, you know, it was a female. I'm like, sweetheart, you still got it. But what is you talking about 94 for? What the fuck is going on around here? That was almost 20 years ago, and you reading on, I used to have this shit in high school. I think your kids have graduated from high school. What the fuck is we talking about? So I implore, and I suggest, and I would push my people, anybody I know and love around me, stop thinking about the motherfucking past. Like, oh, I was the man in 86. Man, 86 motherfuckers when he born in 86. Man, nobody give a fuck about that shit, man. Today is going on today, so do something today. Or if you ain't doing something today, the past really means even less than today. So I don't even know what the fuck people are talking about. Please, live in today.
What have you done for me lately? Ooh, yeah.
Shout out to Teron, Let's Roll, Warren, BBD.
And I do tell you this, my rookie album will be dropping.
Got some sneaks for you, got some shoes for
Yeah,
you.
we got you, guys. We got you. You know we got you around here. I've been putting a couple pair of sneaks to the side for the drive, baby. I want to say April 14th, BBD Barbershop is throwing their 14th annual shoe drive. Please, y'all, please go support the good brother T. Warren, Quincy, Time to Bomb, G. Wash. I'm not sure if everybody else will ever go to BVD Barbershop, man. You got any shoes, new or lightly worn, they can gladly use them.
Pull up. So, yo, man, I'm glad to see my boy calm down a little bit.
I didn't get my medicine.
Sure, that makes sense. He's using the car. He was fuming here.
I could have went on, man. But you know, we got time.
But listen, let me go move on to the next segment, man. We got some ice cold facts from the God. God, what we got today, God?
Speak on.
I don't know, man. I don't got nothing.
You got nothing today?
Other than that,
Damn it, man.
he got nothing that's new.
All right, that's cool. Check this out, though.
Hey, listen.
Now I got something for y'all. So we all know what a bidet is, right?
Yeah, that's. Hold on. Let's make sure because I don't want. Let's be clear.
Okay, so
let me take a stab at it.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna assume that the bidet is the toilet with the water just clean the ass, right?
Yes, sir.
Has anybody at the table ever used
I
it?
have not used the bidet. Have you used the
I
bidet?
have not.
Have you used the bidet? You never used the bidet? You have? What you think about it?
It's not like
Oh, you used the bidet.
because I'm like, yeah, like all the hotels you niggas stay in, you got no man around a boat there.
Can we talk about how you experienced it? Because you saw
I'm
that
like,
shit.
I don't know once.
Did you have it white too, or because
Yeah,
they said that shit get
nah.
up in your
I don't know.
They said it get up in your man.
Listen, I don't know because that was my first time,
So you know the
and I'm
rules.
always white.
You know the
So
rules.
yeah, so I use it. I white anyway. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I didn't use it again after that. It just didn't feel right. Okay. It didn't
Okay.
feel right. It didn't feel right.
That was only my next question. Would you purchase one?
Nah. If I don't know. I'm probably not because I wouldn't get used to it.
I shit a lot, so I probably do it.
I wouldn't get used
Probably
to
good
it.
investment. Probably good investment.
Nah,
Yeah, man.
like shit's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah, that's my thing. I'm like I'm the type of nigga. I don't even like the seat warmers in my car because I don't like my ass being on.
Yo, that
That shit weird.
Yo.
Like I can't get with that shit. Like I never ever turn my seat warmer on my car ever. I just don't like my ass being hot. It's weird.
My son was driving. I happened to be. Now it was one time I turned it on. My lady, and my son was driving. The next time we got in the car, and I never turned it off. And he, of course, he was anxious to drive, so he's in the car. So by the time I get in the car, I'm sitting down, and like as we pull out the driveway, we go up to like, God damn, it's hot as shit in the car.
You don't like heat.
I said, yo, do me a favor. I said, turn it on, man. Turn the heat off. And I look, heat off. So I roll the window down. It's still hot. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, God damn it. I said, oh shit, my ass is hot. So then I looked and I realized, like, oh shit.
Like that shit.
Yo, it's not funny.
Stitches, though?
Bro, you. God damn, you. Let everybody know. Damn.
No, what the fuck happened, bro? Yeah, beat up.
Let's not go there.
No, I'm saying nigga put you in the throw up.
Nah, I had an operation on my thumb. Oh shit. Something.
What you talking about, man? Man, you keeping secrets?
Yeah, I brought you some soup and all
Yeah,
that.
bro. What's up with you, bro?
I just want you. I
had to love him like that nigga motherfucking sticks. Like, what the fuck?
This is weird.
No,
can't
nigga,
show
why
you
you
everything,
talking
God.
sorry, bro? What's up with you, man?
This is weird.
When I had my surgery, I let everybody know, man. Like, you ain't
Nigga, you almost died. Fuck
That's-
you.
Why you bring up old shit?
Okay, yeah, we definitely got to.
Why you
This
bring
is
up
a very minor surgery, man.
well, man, surgery, bro. I'm worried about you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. The sarcasm is
No, that ass, my man.
Yeah.
The fuck, dude?
Yeah, I knew it earlier when he couldn't have him with the table.
Yeah, man. I mean,
Wow, so you just gonna jump right in too, huh?
nah, I was kind of, I was like, hey, stitches. What happened? What's this?
kind of
I don't
surgery
know if
you had,
it's
bro?
divulge or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta talk about this, man.
Dermatological
Wait, I'm sorry.
procedure.
I'm sorry. Small who?
Dermatological.
Oh shit.
SAT.
Wait, you got a pimple?
Something
That's
like that.
dermat. You got a pimple on your thumb?
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, yo, that's crazy. Now he did. I remember. No, you know what's crazy? I remember last week during the podcast, I specifically was like, oh shit. Because I knew before, but I ain't think about it. I was like, oh shit, oh man, you got this 6-digit joint. You got that joint who, cuz? Hey, yo!
Yeah, we really
Hey,
out.
yo, you got your finger move?
you get told.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. How you get your joke removed, bro? It's like going down on Nancy.
Nigga had like 8 on 1.
They ain't what you like.
Nah,
No, he's that's crazy. But you had all the life. Why you get rid of it now, though?
all my life.
Wait, when did it grow? Recently?
No.
You wasn't born with it?
One day I
No, listen,
buddy.
because my cousin Kenya, she was literally born with an extra joint, like literally like this. Yeah, like you know what I mean.
Just a small growth. Just some shit.
It was like a growth. It was like a fungus type thing. I'm curious because yo, you got stitches, man. That's crazy, dog.
You done?
I'm done.
You done? Are you done?
No, I'm done.
Are you done or are you done?
I'm done.
Are you done or is you finished?
I'm finished and I'm done. Man, that's crazy. So yo, back to the bidet. So you can't get a bidet? You said?
I might get a bidet.
You like water shooting in your ass, though?
I don't like water shooting in my ass, but like my ass clean.
But bidet is water shooting in your ass, though. Literally.
I don't like water.
Extract. I'm sorry, extract.
You ask me do I like water shooting? No.
So why you getting a bidet? Because water shoots in your ass when you hit the bidet.
My ass clean.
So you don't like it, but you gonna do it.
It is what it is. For a really clean ass? Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? You ask me do I like it, like, oh shit, we're going to do it. No.
Alright. Jack Penn.
No,
I'm
not fond of water shooting in my ass.
Warrior spirit.
Okay. Alright. You want to give me a person one?
I'm gonna get one if somebody, if it came abroad, if it came around.
I mean, how's it going?
If I had to get a new toilet,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? If I needed a new toilet, and I came across a bidet, I'm not going to the store like, yo, you got a bidet? If I happen to run, oh, y'all got bidets. Oh shit, yo.
But you
know
they got bidets. Like everybody they sell. If you sell a toilet, you sell a bidet.
I didn't know that. I'm not going to go look for a bidet. I would have to run across it.
I got you. Damn. All right, so listen. What I'm saying, oh shit, who just took the shit?
Me, of course.
Shit,
Of course.
So check. So why we talking about ass? Check this out. You ever had a prostate exam? Is it actually? I mean,
No, not
that's
a
okay.
prostate exam.
You had a prostate exam?
Yes.
You haven't? Is it? How old are you again? 42. 3. Okay.
Well, I had to have one because I'm predisposed.
Okay.
So
I mean, and we're at that age too, though. 45 plus, you know what I'm saying?
I had it a while ago. So
Okay. And you've never had one?
I haven't had what you said
Prostate exam.
prostate exam. No, but I've had colonoscopies.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. They put you to sleep for that, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I had one too. They put me to sleep too. But this is completely different because you're wide awake.
Oh.
And the doctor's putting his finger up your ass.
Oh. Well.
Oh shit! You remember that? It's coming back to you.
Jordan's memory is yet? No, you won't remember a figure yet.
I think so too. But
remember
but
are you
are you just remembering it? Like,
my treatment. It wasn't for colon cancer, but I've had gastro.
Okay.
I've had many gastro problems, and
gastrointestinal.
yeah, so sometimes they
So
can't
that
go
was-
through.
That was part of that.
That was part of that.
I mean, but while you were woke.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
I didn't feel good about it. It wasn't.
I mean, yeah. Listen, I've had a couple prostate exams. I had to have one for my kidney transplant. They do everything to make sure you're cool.
Yes.
And then I've had one, when I turned 45, I believe. Man, it's uncomfortable, like shit, bro. But it's necessary.
That ain't the fucking word.
It's necessary. It's uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
It's invasive.
It is.
It's half-assed.
It's almost.
It's demasculating.
Yes.
It's demoralizing. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. But it's necessary. Man, it's a lot of.
I will say this.
It's a very tense moment.
I will say this.
Dang.
I did not go to school, pay all that money, you know, to have those fancy initials behind my name. So I trust those who did.
I want to leave.
You know what I'm saying? I trust those who did, and they say, okay, well, these are the problems. This is what the fuck we got to do. Now, I never said I liked it, but I was never against it. You know what I'm saying? I was never against it. I tell people, man, look, men, take care of yourself. Women, take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you have those kind of problems, that's the fucking solution. You know what I'm saying? If you have problems in your stomach or different places,
if I see that,
they're not going to be fucking with your toes.
If I see that nigga, if I see him, yeah, outside that doctor's office, man, that's some words.
I'm just disappointed that in 2022, that is the only fucking method that they have for
checking your prostate.
Like, nigga, you know, like, come on, bro.
It's 2022.
It's 2020. Like, we got electric cars. Like, come on, man. You mean
We ain't got flying cars yet.
I'm fuck that.
Besides,
So the
that's a
only
different discussion.
option is to put your hand in my, like your finger in my. That's it. That's the only way.
Well, how will you feel? How will you feel different things?
I don't even know what you mean by that.
I don't know, man, but it should be something like there should be some kind of X-ray by now. We should be able to kind of, I don't know, anything other than me being violated like that.
That's fair. That's fucking fair. You know what I'm saying? I would like you to have another method, another, you know.
Hey, man,
But if that's the method, I ain't against it, man.
I want some doctor out there, man, to figure this out, man, because it's about time that we had some other way to go about this procedure than a man gloving up, lubing up, putting me in a position, very vulnerable, demasculated position.
Vulnerable.
My anxiety, I don't even got anxiety, but I think I developed it at that point. It's got to be another way, man. It's got to be another way. It's got to be another way. It has to be.
Well, if you shit blood, throw up blood, you might overlook a finger in your ass is demasculated.
I'm gonna overlook it anyway because, and I'm not shitting blood or throwing blood, but I'm gonna overlook because I know it needs to be done.
Right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
I'm not excited about it, but I know it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's women out there saying, I don't like a pap smear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't down with a pap smear. You know what I'm saying? It's women out there like, you keep your mammogram when you switch my motherfucking titty down to a pancake.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So there are some, I guess, demasculating things for women out there too, but they haven't found anything different or new for those things either.
There's no other way you can to figure this out besides smashing a woman's titty between.
Yo, I mean, you smash it.
I'm less concerned with that than just sticking the finger in my ass. Like for real. I'm just saying, like, I don't have titties. So,
neither do I.
I mean, but a finger, listen, dang, that shit rough, yo. Like, it's like,
yeah, it is rough.
It's like, the motherfucker was like, yo, relax. No, nigga, what do you mean? I don't want to relax. What do you mean relax, bro?
Telling me relax like I'm done.
What are you
It's
talking
like,
about?
like this is supposed to be some second nature shit. No, bro.
And then when they done, nigga, give you a towel here, nigga.
White
Yo, but I swear to you, yo, I older than mine had like this sense of humor because the motherfucker put his glove on and you know how you. I said, come on, dog. In my head, I'm like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
I want to ask somebody if they know this for sure because I don't know why men doctors want to put their finger in men's asses. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was the other thing. I immediately went to a female doctor.
Now that part, you know what I'm saying? I made you know, it might just like you get patted down by, you know what I'm saying, by certain genders. You know, you feel what I'm saying? You can. Hey man, I request a massage from certain genders, that type of thing. Like, I might want a female doctor, or is it just me? You're a gastroenterologist.
I don't know if it saves you from that. That might be. You know what? I don't know if that would that make it even better.
What?
The female, because I've yet to go back for my second one, and I have a female doctor now. So is that gonna make it even better?
It wouldn't make a difference.
Because I'm thinking like, damn, like, okay, so now.
I mean, well, I guess that's up to you if it'll make it any better. Like, do you like women putting fingers in your ass? Like, exactly. So that shit don't make a difference to me. I don't want no finger in my ass, whether it's a nigga fingers or a woman finger. Like that shit is doing shit. But I mean, it is what it is. But I ain't.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to ask, hey, doctors, or if you know some doctors, gastroenterologists out there, is it like, can you pick, like,
You want a woman sticking her finger in your ass instead?
Yeah, or is it you just get whoever, man, woman, you just a gastro person? Because
probably so.
Okay,
It's probably just like a
When I get my done, I'd rather women gossip too much. Women talk too much.
It's probably just like a gynecologist.
You got a female doctor from around the way or some shit like that.
So,
man,
I don't fuck bitches from around the way neither.
I'm not a Middle Eastern doctor. She ain't thinking about telling nobody I know about my.
Man, about people you know.
What fuck? What you know? You said, well, by that statement,
They gossip.
by that statement, you said they gossip. What is the gossip? Let me know what the gossip is. My Middle Eastern doctor just gave me a prostate exam. Walk me through the
Lakshmi
chain.
Patel.
Yup.
VJ Singh.
Yes, and yeah, that's the previous motherfucker. So what's the gossip train after that? So I leave the room. What's the gossip? What's the scuttlebutt?
Oh, ain't probably won't be no gossip there, but she.
Oh, you said go home and sit around with her.
But they don't know you.
But nothing. But see, they not talking about.
Wait.
Yeah, they not. That was
Speaking alien in this motherfucker.
Wait a minute.
Speaking alien in this motherfucker.
Wait,
dog.
what the?
Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, it can't come out again. You missed it.
What?
You blew it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to give one shot at alien? Clean my heart. You want to give one shot at clean my heart?
Klingon? I mean, this is everything, so it makes sense.
It was something.
I think. Anyway, moving on, man. God dang, that was rough, right? That was a whole. That was a lot, man.
Went from a bidet to.
Who brought up fingers in the ass nigga? Like, what's wrong with you?
Same nigga brought up a day.
Bruh, like. Yeah.
Hey, yo!
That nigga fart in the cafeteria and walk out. Yo, who did that?
Man, who the fuck gonna stand there?
They call that crop dusting.
You
got crop dusting. Shout out to the king of crop dusting. And yo, sidebar, I work alone in my job, so I bust my ass freely.
Oh.
I bust my ass freely. And then people will walk into my area.
Say pause. I'm going to say.
Fingers in there.
He said he by himself busting his ass. Pause. A doctor was sparing your ass. There's a reason for it, though.
Pause.
You by yourself busting your ass?
Yeah.
Pause, right?
You say I'm at work.
Yeah.
I'm at work.
Busting
By
your ass.
myself. Bust my ass.
Right, pause.
So what I would like to do is warn every motherfucking body you might get crop dusted. You might get crop dusted coming to my area. I don't know. Fuck.
Don't stay where the fuck they belong
I
at.
bust my ass freely though. Yes.
So, yo, listen.
By myself.
Gas like $5 a gallon, bro.
Hmm.
It'll cost me $88 for my tank up.
Shit, see, that's that form. What is that's that form.
80, bro. What the fuck?
That's that form.
Where he was going.
I didn't say he filled his tank up. Wherever he was going.
Was that necessary? Was that necessary?
It's funny you say that because I listen to people say, well, I'm just gonna put 20 in. Alright. Eventually, I was gonna mention 88 anyway. So if I ain't spent 88 Saturday, I'd spend 20.
Look, so you go
20.
to
She gonna spend 20
on
on
Monday.
Monday.
What the fucking difference?
You spend 20 on Monday, 20 on Wednesday, 20 on Friday, and another 20 on Sunday.
And it's
still 80
It's
somehow.
gonna be to the same place it would have got if you did 88 at one time. So to me, it just makes more sense. Instead of making 18 gas station trips, it makes more sense.
Well, you only got with that $20. You only run it to the
You might go to the next gas station.
I know you want to grocery store.
Some motherfucker said I ran out of gas, look for gas.
Yeah.
I I'm not looking for gas. That's what I'm not doing. Look, man, the nearest gas station. Because what you gonna do? Not get it?
You know what?
That's why you're gonna keep raising it.
I want to say this as a non-driver. You know what I'm saying? I always hear people, especially today, complaining about the gas prices. I'm like, so you're going to take the bus, or you're going to carpool, or you're going to...
No, this is what I'm going to do.
This is what I'm saying. You're going to pay the price, right?
I'm just going to be very meticulous about my trips. So, I'm going to make sure that I can kill 3-4 birds with one trip.
I heard that.
There is no more mindless hombre ride over. No more of that. We're not just casually riding nowhere anymore.
But you have a car.
Yes.
So or a vehicle. So you're going to put gas in the vehicle instead of... I'm like, wouldn't you be wasting the money you spent on buying or renting the vehicle if you don't put gas in it and use it? People say, oh, gas prices is high. So is car notes. So you're going to sit here and pay $350 for a foreign car that's too expensive to drive because of gas?
I've never been one to complain.
Not saying you, I'm just saying I've heard people say yes. I'm like,
it is what it is.
Right.
I tell you who is having a ball right now. Hybrid and electric car. They like,
Okay, check this out though. So I'm glad you said that because I'm listening to Talk Radio today, right? Shout out Karen Hunter, Sirius XM Urban View, right? And somebody called in and was like, yo, everybody talking about electric cars and how that's the joint right now, blah blah blah. Homegirl like, look, my husband is mad as shit right now because what people don't know is the batteries for hybrid cars or electric cars are made of nickel and something else. And there's a shortage of nickel right now.
Funny that you say that.
Because guess where nickel comes from?
Russia! We said that a couple weeks ago.
It comes from Russia! It comes from Russia.
They're a heavy nickel, a minor importer, exporter.
There's a shortage on batteries right now for hybrid cars. So homegirl husband her husband paid $7,000.
So wait a minute. So let's go back. Let's go back. Because we said this weeks ago. Okay? We said this weeks ago. So just to make sure that you understand, Russia, Moscow is a major player in nickel, aluminum, and other metals. So, for those that say, oh, the war ain't got shit to do with us, or that gas price ain't got shit to do with us, it does. It does.
As my brother so eloquently
it does. Because here's the other thing.
Stated.
Russia accounts for 10% of the oil we import. The president has now opposed
more like 7 to 8.
A ban. No, I think okay. 7, 8, 10. Between 7 to 10% of the total gas that we import. I mean the total oil that we import. Okay.
They control 40% of 40 to 50% of Europe.
Europe, yeah. Europe, like it ain't so easy for us to turn off.
Now, mind you, we have sanctioned Western funding to Russia. We're doing, the president, quote unquote, is doing our part.
Yeah, he hit all the billionaires in the States.
Oligarchs.
He hit them all in the States. Too.
So, don't think that it doesn't affect you or it's not about you or has nothing to do with you. Because as the Fire and Ice experience has told you, it absolutely does.
Sir.
Absolutely does. Now, I didn't make a connection in terms of the electric cars and the batteries and the precious metals, but boom, as my brother just, hey bro, yeah, connection, boom. It's there. It's definitely there. The connection is there. So with that being said, I mean, like,
and I would like to reiterate, when people talk about, oh, let's stop doing business with China, let's stop doing business with Russia, I always like to tell people, do you want your t-shirts to be $27? Do you want,
it's not 1990, it's not 2000.
Nah, do you want your t-shirt to be $27? You're already an issue though, you know what I mean? You're already complaining about $4 gas. So I know you're going to have a hissy fit over $27 t-shirts.
Is there a run? Is there a kind of run on like t-shirts though?
I don't need it. I don't buy it.
But the reason why they so disposable is because they $2-3. But they ain't made in America.
Remember back in the 2000s when you could go to the corner store and get like 4 or 5 super XL joints.
You still do it. They ain't made in America.
I mean, it's
real
not,
quick.
it's not the look.
Real clean and just.
But they not 4XLs though.
But they still
there. They're appropriate for the time. Saeed. Shout out to Saeed.
Nice sunny day out.
Nice sunny day, fresh white tea.
Fresh out the shower, ain't gotta go throw some more to get to the store.
Throw that in the trash.
First Christmas.
If it was made in America, you might not buy that motherfucker at the store. You like, God damn, racist, you fucking me up for a plain white tee. I'm just saying.
It's like a polo tee at that point.
You already complained about $4 gas. I'm just saying, what would you do for your t-shirt being $27? Because it was made in Toledo.
I ain't coming outside.
I'm just saying.
I'm in the crib.
though.
Just saying.
Like kind of game.
Crib.
That shit ain't right.
I'm just saying.
I'm in the crib, bro.
Just imagine your big ass TV, your 70-inch TV, costing $7,200. You're like, what? I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. That's what it cost if it was made in Tucson.
I'm listening to talk radio again earlier today, right? And the motherfucking trucker called in, talking about gas and shit. And homie said, you know, he drive trucks. So they cost some $800 to fill up. So just think about how it's affecting them. Shout out Court and Fight.
We got brothers out there. He showed it was 4 digits. He said, I'm going back to stripping this weekend. Shout out to the stripper, Courtney. He said, I'm going back to stripping this. It was 4 digits worth of gas. God.
No.
Hey, now coming to the stage.
To the gas, you know.
That shit, wow.
You still wear a mask out? Hey, man, somebody got to give me that, man.
Them niggas getting paid.
Shout out Kenny Starkey. Shout out Sean Lee, Angie Gillespie, Shaq Penn.
I don't know, this wasn't on the agenda though. Did y'all see in Philly the cops that killed the 12-year-old?
Nah, I saw that, and I schooled me on it. Talk about it.
Talk
about it.
Man, little Caucasian boy, you know, they said fired on the police. Allegedly fired on the police. So they fired back on him and killed him.
Carried it back. So there were, apparently I was out today and I was doing my 1-2-1-2, and they said that apparently there's some footage that the kid may have had some sort of.
Now what they saying now is
some kind of gun. He did have it.
But listen, the cop was fired.
What's this?
The cop was fired.
Was he?
Huh? But he wasn't locked up. He was fired for negligence on killing his 12-year-old boy. But he didn't get locked up.
Let's be down on that case. What? Hold on.
Now that's as far as it got so far. The family suing. They say the little boy didn't have a gun. He wasn't the one who fired on the cops.
Okay.
And what happened was the cop, he took flight. The cops chased him down. They chased him and shot him in the back.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean?
I want to ask someone.
Shot him in the back.
Weeks ago too with development.
But my thing is, what's the negligence? If you got fired for negligence, what's the negligence?
The negligence has to be, well, I'm assuming improper discharge of the firearm as an officer. As an officer, that would be the negligence. Improper discharge of the firearm. I'm assuming.
Okay, but
I'm looking at it. Listen, I'm looking at it right now.
Speak on
And
it.
it says the officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative duty pending outcome of the investigation.
Nah, they was fired before Phil came and got me the 5 o'clock news. They fired. The police chief was on the.
They said they got footage of the kid that proves that he
I heard that.
had some
and
sort of.
they found it.
Okay.
They found it on.
Because I know I casually. It's funny that you had mentioned that because today I casually heard it I was having a conversation with somebody, and I casually heard it. Wow. Okay. Wow.
So he's 12 years old, had a gun on him, allegedly pointed a gun at the cops.
Fired.
Shot at.
Excuse me.
A cop was hit.
Cop was hit.
A cop was hit.
So I'm thinking what Iceman is saying is it the cops in this particular situation, how it panned out, aren't the cops supposed to do what they did, so to speak? Maybe besides
No, I'm not
the
even saying that.
Well, I guess he's
fired.
asking.
What I'm saying is basically, you got fired for negligence.
Right.
Okay. You murder someone, your negligence is with murder someone.
Right.
Why are you not locked the fuck up?
Right. That's where I was going. I was going to say, if you fired him, if you played a negligence card, it was negligence, and you say it was negligence is why what you're saying, why he's fired. The negligence is murder.
Well, no. The negligence by definition is
It would be like you said, firing a weapon.
the exhibiting the proper care in executing a specific action,
Which led to
that's
not
the point.
Which
so if the
led
kid never had a
to
gun, if the kid never had a gun, then the negligence is improper discharge.
Possession.
Okay, so I don't know what they would consider negligence as at that time.
It also said the officer didn't get hit. The shot was through the window and the glass hit him in the
Yeah,
eye.
glass.
Okay.
Okay, so
I know something happened. An officer.
that's close enough, though. That's
I
close
don't
enough.
see anything about him being fired.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
the
that.
police chief was on TV today. News conference.
The lady,
Yeah, the lady.
Oh, man.
I guess
Yeah.
experience lady.
She like
hey yo, is it just me or do it? For some reason, I thought like, man, I ain't gonna say she ain't on her job. I'm like, I swear she's fucking every time she needs to be somewhere. I don't know why. I don't know why I say that. I don't know.
Yeah, why you say that?
What's
What's the reason?
Nah, she showed up after something happened. But I was like, yo, baby hairs.
That's when she's supposed to
She's
show up.
a commissioner.
I'm saying it for some totally superficial shit. Her baby hairs be laid down. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, yo. I'm like, nah, she's not. I know she's not. She's ascended to. She's
I gotta go home and put the uniform on.
It's a thing. It's a thing I should just say in my head. Like, damn, she just came from just fucking, didn't she? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why I say it. I don't know why it's like her baby hairs. Her baby hairs. That's all.
It's one of those. She was fucking.
No, I wouldn't say it though. She's the police. She show up. Okay, yeah, that is wrong. And her, damn, I don't know. It's her baby hairs. I'm just for her. My reason went to there. It's flimsy, but it's mild. It's flimsy, but it's mild.
Okay.
Please don't argue me on this. It's flimsy.
That's the shit they fighting for, man.
Check this out though. So
That's the shit they fighting for.
Hold on, real quick. Did we put a cap on a man? What's the man name that the twins accused them of raping, and it turned out like there was some fishy shit with the brother.
Simmons?
And he was seeking a
Simmons.
trial. Okay,
Sorry.
so an update on that
Vincent?
particular trial.
Mm-hmm.
So an update on that particular trial is that my man has since been exonerated. Now, here's the kicker, though. Here's the funny shit. I think it was the chief of police or the prosecutor exonerated him because what he said was he served enough time, and we felt the punishment wasn't enough. When asked about, okay, well, you know, are you? Because of course there's no DNA evidence. The questions were directed to him in terms of saying, well, are you releasing it because there's really no proof or anything like that? His reasoning was he served his time, and we think that enough punishment has been served.
Stop
Not
right there. I mean, I don't know. Stop. Please go.
Nah, but
That's not an admission of this man is free.
Yeah, and he refuses to go that route.
I just want to.
Okay, I got what you're saying. Okay.
I just and also just want to say real fast, these are the people that we fight against every day.
So what you saying is, I get what you're saying. I spoke on that when we were speaking about it. The judge said, well, I'll let you out because you served enough time, but you have to register as a sex offender. He was like, no, I'll stay in this motherfucker because I'm not a sex offender, I'm innocent. So he stayed in. That was the last I heard. So has he?
Yes,
He's
now
released?
free. Yes, he has.
Okay.
And but be careful. Let's be clear in terms of why they're saying he's free under time served, not because a preponderance of the evidence has shown that he's not guilty.
Right. But does he have to register as a sex offender? Because even as time served, you would still, if you're a sex offender,
That I do not
you still
know.
have to register as a sex offender.
That's a good question.
Unless you're exonerated, meaning all charges are dismissed and wiped away.
Let me say this. I would assume he's been locked up before they even had sex offender laws.
Probably so.
Right. So he could be. So they can say we can grandfather you in and say you don't have to be a sex offender. We'll give you that. Okay, we'll give you. You don't have to be registered as a sex offender. But the fucked up part is we won't acknowledge that you didn't do what we kept you for 40 something, almost 40. What's the numbers on that? 77? You said?
Yeah.
That's 40 some odd. That's 40 some odd. You know what I'm saying?
If you didn't have to register as a sex offender, would you care about all the logistics and how you got out?
If I didn't have to register, I don't give a fuck how I could. I'll just get me out.
Yeah.
Right. But the state covered their ass. We haven't admitted that we ain't admitting that he didn't do the shit. We just saying he did 40 some odd years and we're letting him go.
Enough's enough.
Exactly.
So they're in making, like I said, be clear and understanding and in their reasoning and why he's released, as opposed to what it really is. They're saying he's released because of quote unquote time served. Not because a preponderance of the evidence has proved that there's no DNA evidence.
Nah, he's getting retried.
Say it again.
You can get out and get
He's
getting retried.
He has
Wow.
the judge granted him a new trial, but the difference is because
you can get bail.
Well, that too, and there's a lot of evidence that was suppressed by the prosecution at the time of the original court case.
Discovery.
Whereas this time, they just held. He said
they withheld evidence.
He
no
said
discovery as opposed to.
He said that he saw a form, a police report, where that said one of the women were a virgin. Was still a virgin.
Right.
The doctor's report.
Right.
That never appeared in evidence.
That wasn't
because
the discovery.
Never saw it.
To the defense.
So
they didn't make that. They didn't make that.
So the new trial is going to include everything.
That's why people don't understand about double jeopardy. You can be tried for the same. You can be tried for the same crime twice if new evidence towards that case is introduced later on after the fact.
Yes, sir.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
If just like we were saying about Emmett Till, even though they just disregarded the fact that the guys a couple of months later said, "Oh yeah, we did it." If they
disregarded the testimony of
the
recent testimony. Not that it would have mattered.
Right.
The recent testimony of the lady
they
said
disregarded all that testimony.
But it wasn't a testimony.
it was an admission.
She talked to she allegedly talked to a reporter.
Yeah, reporter.
And then when the reporter reported it, and motherfuckers went there, she was like, "Nah, I ain't say that shit."
She recanted. Okay.
Right, she recanted. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to being responsible and held responsible and what you can do, you know what I'm saying? The double jeopardy of a case, they just totally disregarded something. If it was brought, they said, "Yeah, we did it," So they should have, locked those dudes up long time ago, and the lady long time ago. If they
The brother should have been a major person.
In Emmett Till's case, the dude.
Okay. I'm sorry.
And in the twins' case, the cousin. They should have locked them up a long time ago. They just suppressed the evidence, which they had to suppress it from the defense, because if the defense knew it, they just didn't have what the prosecution had. The prosecution had it from them, so that's not evidence that was ever introduced into the trial. Now they're like, okay, it's out there. Now we, the defense, can introduce it in. Now they're like, oh, that's overwhelming. We need to let him out. Yeah, it was overwhelming 40 fucking years ago if you let it in.
Right.
If they knew you had this, you gotta share. That's what most of the discovery is. Oh, what you know, I gotta know. You can't just pull, gotcha. No, it's not like that. What you know is what I know. But they will suppress some shit from you. That's why they say most of the suppression, most of the discovery, know your laws.
Know your yada means.
Yada yada.
So check this out, right? So I'm reading, come across a story where a 5-year-old little boy assaulted a teacher.
Talk about this.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you
That's
guys.
funny. Look, that's funny.
guys.
That's funny how I just said we are. What are we fresh? How we always talk about shit that and it happens.
Nicodemus.
Prophesizing around this motherfucker. So we talked about recently how there was a situation where I think it was a 5-year-old, the same age, right? Something like that. Was acting inappropriate in school. The teacher called the cops. They handcuffed the little girl. Put her in the car, etc. We discussed whether 5 years old was too young for handcuffs.
It was 3 verse 1.
So
It was 3 verse 1.
now we have a situation where
it was 3 verse 1.
Oh, actually, well. Here's what I said. Here's what I said was, if it's a non-violent crime, they should not be handcuffed. Those were my exact words. In this situation we're speaking of, it was a violent crime.
Yes, it was very violent.
Initially, there was a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old in class. Imagine kindergarten. I don't fucking know. At 4 or 5, I'm guessing it's kindergarten.
That's kindergarten, bro.
Bro,
And that's might even be preschool.
Worst case scenario.
Might even be preschool.
Kindergarten to first grade.
Not 4 years old. First grade.
But I heard 5. That's what I'm saying. It might even be preschool.
No, you said 5 years old, right?
And
It
listen
was
to
a
me,
4.
Dad.
It was a 4 and a 5.
So that's what I'm saying. It might even be preschool.
4 and a 5-year-old.
Okay.
You'll have
So
Would have been the first.
yeah, you been first grade. Yeah, most definitely.
True.
At 5.
also be preschool.
So they were flipping. The 4 and 5-year-old were flipping over chairs in school, right in class, wilding out. Apparently. So the 4-year-old, they got under control. The 5-year-old, the teacher goes to take them to the principal office or to a separate location, isolate them. Next thing you know, the lady who went to take them, take the 5-year-old to another area, is on the ground and is, their words, dazed.
Cannot respond.
Cannot respond. Right? And their words, the words they used were, she was assaulted with kicks and punches. Damn. So first and foremost, I'm gonna start here. I don't know much a 5-year-old can do to me with kicks and punches. That's gonna render me
I can't say
unresponsive.
Hold
that. I
on.
can't say that.
You left out a very, very significant part.
I can
You're
say
a
that.
man. You're a man.
Hold on.
You can't say that. How old was that
Hold
boy?
on.
He was
40.
He was 40
some
old.
No,
and a
the
little
lady
kid.
was. They said the lady was late 30s, early 40s.
That's not old.
Small stature.
I'm gonna say this.
Small stature.
I've been punched in my eye by a little kid before.
Okay. Were you deemed unresponsive?
Nah, but I'm hold. It fucked me up. It fucked me up.
Okay.
But I'm not her.
Dog.
Okay.
It could really fuck her up.
Dog.
And if it,
I mean, I guess.
Let me ask you this, and that's the
Right.
story you was reading. That's the story I was reading. Did it speak on the tables being flipped over?
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh no. So there was tables being flipped over. Well, tables that were flipped over and chairs flipped over and or thrown.
Okay.
Vikings, man.
So now, when I think about a teacher that has their back turned, small stature, if you get hit in your back with a table,
Well, that's why I specifically said. That's why I specifically said punches and kicks. That's why I specifically said that. Because there wasn't chairs and tables that they were hit with.
no.
Kicks and punches.
I would like
Good
to know.
brother.
I would like to know the.
Check this out. Check this out. I'm going to read you the story.
Please do. Because
A South Florida teacher was taken to the hospital last week after she was attacked by a 5-year-old student, leaving her dazed and unresponsive. The unidentified instructor was found first by responders sitting on the ground against the wall and appearing in a faint state.
That's not funny.
The victim was clearly weak and dazed, able to blink and breathe regularly, but at no point was able to vocally respond or show signs of a response. The troubling incident started when a 5-year-old boy had to be removed from class for throwing things around and flipping the chairs, police said. The youngster
what I just say?
and flipping the chairs. Hold on. The youngster was taken to an empty cool-down
should
room
have called the cops.
where the attack
Lock
on a teacher allegedly took place. Hold on. Let me finish this.
Or scared them.
The victim in her late 30s is about 30s or 40s. It's about 5 feet 4, under frame, blah, blah. She suffered a concussion and other injuries after the enraged special education student between 50 and 60 pounds unleashed on the teacher.
That's what I'm
Hold
saying.
on. Check this out. Here we go. She got, hold on. The way,
I want to know you thought
Hold
the
on.
same thing I thought.
listen,
You heard that.
listen. The way he pounced on her. Listen. And she fell backwards and
It's
smacked
over.
her
That's what I'm
head.
saying. It's over.
It was a severe
It don't matter
concussion.
how old you
She got
are.
some other bodily injuries from jumping on her, attacking her, kicking, punching, biting. That's going to lead to surgery. God damn!
Now you hold time out.
Surgery?
You just read it all.
Wow.
And you questioned it. You questioned it though.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, yo, you questioned it.
Right. No, I'm just questioning it. I'm just saying.
We just built different.
Right. So maybe.
Nigga probably, he just went up. Bah, 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 bah. She didn't know what to do. She's ready on the wall. Fell back. Boom. He went. Boom, boom.
Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
Just for context. And this is why I find it very difficult to fathom because this weekend I took my grandson to the movies. He is 5 years old. So, my context of a 5-year-old, this is a very. Now I'm a slip. Okay.
Oh, let me ask you this. Your nephew 5? You think your nephew weighs 60 pounds? Your grandson 5? You think he weighs 60? You think he weighs 60 pounds?
I know he don't. I know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. A 60-pound 5-year-old is big.
Now, mind you,
That's big. That's perfect.
just 10 minutes ago, what did I say though? I said you have my grandson. Now, unless you got
Nah, he probably wasn't big, dude. He probably was big.
you got with an NBA bound.
No, he probably was big.
Yeah, little Brody, nigga.
60
Like,
pounds.
man,
Huge.
Now, I want to
pushing
point
all the
out
little other kids. I want to point out something.
me and my brother fell out laughing, which we were probably not the answer for. This was a horrible. But I think the very, very important thing here was that he did say it was a special needs young brother.
I feel that, but I'm just saying, put yourself in this situation. You have a 5-year-old grandson. Can you imagine your 5-year-old grandson throwing a table?
Nah.
I guess you can pick a table up.
The table they have in school, in those schools,
This
yes.
one don't do no kids.
Ho.
This one don't do no kids.
Just think about the damage the table they had in those.
That was Zeke.
You got Zeke.
It was Zeke in it. It was Zeke Cross when he come back.
This is the Zeke Cross story, yo. Think about this though. These tables might be short, but they ain't no that's longer, bigger, fatter, wider dimensions. We say it's just short for little people. If a 60-pound motherfucker can flip it onto a frail 30-something, 40-something-year-old, that can hurt. And then I'll jump on your fucking back. That little person needs to be handcuffed.
Bro, 60 years old, 60 pounds is big.
That's big for a 5-year-old.
That's big as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
We prophesizing around
Bro,
this
my son
motherfucker.
is 12.
You need to be
That's what I
handcuffed.
said. My daughter
My
is
son
11.
is 12. And
You
Nah,
need to be
you
fucking
just-
handcuffed,
man.
man. You already showing your hands is fucking people up around here. You already punching on people, slamming them down,
Now, 5-year-old.
biting motherfuckers.
No, because I'm thinking of, okay. Now we've all been in the gym and we know what a 50-pound
Motherfucker big.
is. I mean, it's not the biggest thing in the world,
Yeah.
but I mean, the actions just seem like, okay. I'm sorry, but this just does not seem like a 5-year. This might have been maybe a couple of them grades held back type of thing. Or,
Oh,
it's a 5-year-old, bro.
Are reclassified.
5-year-old. You can't change the age. You can't reclassify the age.
But you said
5-year-old. Annual report when he's a constant. He's 5 years old. Okay.
5 years
I'm
old.
just thinking
This little nigga should have been arrested.
They ring.
This little nigga should have been arrested. Man, listen.
I just want to stay consistent. Should he been him? He or
Yes.
she
In
been
that case,
Time out. Should they have called the police when he tossed the tables and stuff?
I'm not gonna
I wouldn't have, but
in hindsight, yeah, they probably should have. But at the time, I probably would say
Yes, because
at the time, I probably would
what
say
people
not.
what I don't think people realize is you gotta understand there's other 4 and 5-year-olds in the room. You can't just be flipping. You flip a table, whammo, and then you jump on somebody. Somebody gotta call the cops. Somebody gotta call the cops. You might have flipped the table.
What I'm saying
You
is,
might not even.
that's not even normal.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
if a 5-year-old flipping tables, oh no, we got to call somebody.
That's what
Before even getting you beating up the teacher, we calling the cops.
Yeah, that's what.
You call it.
When you flip the table, when you flip the
He's
table,
flipping tables and throwing chairs. We have to call somebody. If not your parents, we're calling the law. When they get there, no, we might not arrest you, take you to the station, but we got to,
You might take it to the little room.
we got to scare them.
we take
We
you
got to
downstairs
talk
to
to you. We
Make
have
it
to
to
talk to you. Let you
We
know.
have to detain you for other children.
Yeah, we have to scare you and let you know you ain't going to work that.
But are you scared?
You might be.
That's why
You might be. You never had. That's what I'm saying.
Hypothetically
You
speaking,
might be.
shout out to Kia.
You
I
never
mean, I was definitely handcuffed him. I mean,
You
I was
never know.
And
You might
again, in
be.
my
Think about this.
when we talked about it last week, I agree that 5-year-olds should be handcuffed if
It's a lot of
they
grown.
weren't
It's a lot of grown
if they
men
weren't
out here.
committing violent crimes. This violent crime, this motherfucker should have been handcuffed.
Okay, guys.
Should have been handcuffed.
Just to
No
go-
doubt about
this-
it.
This is the feedback on your point. It's a lot of grown men out here who slither through life, and when they get their handcuffs on them quick, now they scared to death. So just imagine if you would have caught them earlier, they probably wouldn't have been slithering through life. They would have went the straight path.
Maybe.
Possible.
Nah,
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
Maybe.
It's a possibility.
Nah, because if
Everybody
you
with
would
their
have
hands whooped ain't good.
Maybe. Right. Maybe.
Everybody. But I got my hands
Everybody-
bust every day.
Everybody don't learn the same. Maybe.
Right. It's motherfuckers I got my ass bust every day. They doing 20 to life. And so I got my ass bust every day. They doctors. But I feel you. I feel you. More of that would help.
It could go either way.
It go either way.
It could go either way.
You scare the shit out of a kid. More than likely, it's going to scare the shit out of you. You just scare the shit out of a kid.
You could.
Probably now, not in the days and times of now, because the way people talk down to the police and the way the police have acted towards people of color, it's difficult to get the respect. But shit, motherfuckers, little kids still kind of respect the police.
Yeah, they respect the
They still kind of respect the police.
No
matter what they hear. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, at that age, no matter what they
hear. It's an
hear.
authority thing.
Yeah, it's an authority thing.
Oh, they got the higher than the principal.
Yeah, listen, it's sometimes, I'm being straight honest, it's sometimes me and my daughter get into it because she hold her teachers higher than me in some situation. Like,
so we all went through
like,
that.
And our children's, you know what I'm saying?
And I said, what the fuck?
That's cool and everything, but nah, what I say go. You know what I mean?
I don't put hands on you.
Nah, that's what I'm saying. She know that now, but she's like, nah, but my teacher said no. It's what I'm saying now. You know what I'm saying? And it was you know what I'm saying?
And part of that is because of who the teacher represents.
Like, I don't remember being 5.
You good.
I was in first grade. I was at Brookside Elementary School, and I wasn't thinking about flipping over shit. And like, that shit is weird as fuck to me, bro. No, I understand. I can only speak from my point of view. I'm just saying.
Let me I don't say devil's advocate, but let me put a perspective in your head. Let me put a perspective in your head.
You was a bad kid, but you wasn't flipping over shit at 5.
We're not familiar with us
I
up
gotta
here.
show off because my mom was a teacher.
That's what it be. Right. So
I didn't beat
that's
up.
what I'm saying.
But I probably
You probably did some dumb shit.
and did some dumb shit and all that.
Go ahead, Fresh. Dig this here. You seen The Wire, right? We all seen The Wire. We probably think it's the greatest or one of the greatest shows we've ever seen.
And it's friend.
And a lot of what was going on in that was real. It may not have been this is what happened, but everything pretty much that happened to somebody in life somewhere. Do we remember when Wallace had his little brothers and sisters in an abandoned house?
Wallace being Michael B. Jordan, for those
Michael B. Jordan, for those who don't know, had his little brothers and sisters in a house where the electric ran from another house. Now, what I'm saying is that if you came from an environment like The Wire,
The maturation process is way more accelerated at that point.
you might be a 5-year-old that'll flip a fucking table.
Bro, we all know that some of them, they lived on my street.
I'm just
Without
saying.
naming names, we all know a group of kids like that.
You may come from a circumstance that will lead you to being a 5-year-old flipping a fucking table and ain't got shit to do with coloring green, blue, red. None of that. I'm flipping this fucking table because I'm hungry. I ain't ate in a couple days. I know I'm supposed to eat more than twice in a week. I know I'm supposed to have more than one pair of motherfucking pants and these shoes I'm not supposed to be wearing with my brother because I keep tripping because they're 2 sizes too big. I don't really know that, but it makes me mad because I keep falling on my fucking face. Now I gotta go to fucking school.
Dirty as a motherfucker.
Dirty as a motherfucker. Hungry as a motherfucker. Fuck school. What was homework? I didn't eat last night. And this motherfucker, when it comes to me talking about Rashad, do you know his colors? Give me a second, please. In my best manners that I've caught from some people. Oh no, Rashad, so you're not prepared. Bitch,
shit.
Do you know my fucking...
Break down.
There's a lot of people like that.
But the difference is...
I'll flip this fucking table.
The difference is... and you're right. But the difference is at 5, they can't eloquently speak that. So they turn over the table. They turn over the table.
It equals...
So you're right.
Yeah,
I agree.
It equals...
I agree. Jamie didn't get dialogue. She didn't even get dialogue.
I'm just saying.
And at 5 years old...
They can't speak that.
At 5 years old, you're not
raised.
supposed to be knowing what flipping the table is about.
No, that was a manifestation of what I was feeling.
Exactly. You might know a lot of shit. Like you said, I was like, damn, I remember very few things from 5 years old. This is a very smart man. We all very smart men. You know, at 5 years old, he can remember some shit. If you strong enough to retain some shit at 5 years old to make you fucking mad enough to flip a table at 5 years old, you on a different team.
At 5, you know you're hungry.
And also, we are dealing with an individual with some special needs, so we can't discount that. So that's what also plays a part into it as well. So we can't discount that. You know, all jokes aside, I'm serious now. You can't discount that.
We are serious
You know what I
on
mean?
that point.
You can't discount that. So, you know, I'm only speaking from the perspective of when you say 5-year-old, my memory automatically goes back to, of course, my experiences. And my 2 experiences are, I'm thinking of me. Only thing that was on my mind at 5 years old was field game, running the fastest, getting medals, you know, all that shit. And then my grandson, who's 5 years old now, and I just know his actions and his stature and demeanor. So it's always
I had a little brother and sister.
I had a
That was 5
girlfriend.
before.
nigga.
yeah,
I had a girlfriend, dog, at 5.
nice.
You know what? I'm not gonna
Molly was
lie.
off the hook. Molly was off the hook. Now
Yeah, Molly was
it's
off the
funny that you
Shout
say
to
that.
Molly.
Because Molly would literally leave daycare, run down a fire escape, and run home. Where he was running to? Yo, one of my homies, I was in school, my mom and dad. Where the fuck he was running to? I don't know where he was running. Molly was a problem. Molly was a problem, bro.
Shout out to
Molly,
Molly. I fucking love
People,
Molly.
he terrorized people selling. He terrorized people. Them people called consistently, man. He gave my mom hell at that age. Bless him now because the coolest, most
So you can see how 5-year-old.
y'all was laughing and shit at that.
Exactly. And they'll come to Exactly. They'll come to Brandon to see that a 5-year-old can just wild out and fuck a motherfucker up.
We gotta walk through the process, though.
I mean, I guess I
That's what
should
we do here. We gotta walk through. We gotta talk about it.
All the way down to Marburg was when we get to an agreement.
I can only put my, like, when you initially hear something like that,
Yeah, that's
you
what
can
it is.
only put yourself.
Yo, man, I'm gonna laugh at
only
things,
put
man.
yourself in
Yeah,
that
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
That's what I'm gonna laugh at things, man.
That's why I said you're a man.
You think from your, you think about
A woman
beating
going
the
to
shit out of you know what I'm saying? So
That's and that's the difference. Maybe like we got a female in the audience.
Hello.
She different. Maybe if a little
How
kid
far
hit
is
her, she might be like little motherfucker.
Right.
But it might be a motherfucker, a woman, a little kid hit her. They might.
She's a little different.
She might be just stunned like, oh my god,
she an alien.
That shit might hurt.
oh my god, yeah, it hurt like oh my god, and he just boop 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 boop, and she fall back, and it's oh you bump your head, and
Sleep.
he start biting you in. That's what they said.
Put the table on you. Some chairs on you. Yeah, you know, this is supposed to be. This is supposed to be.
How that bite you know that? Oh
You the physical body with my pain.
That's what. Listen, and that's one thing. And listen, a female is a female. That's one thing I always tell dykes. If a nigga punch you in your eye, you gonna turn into a girl again.
Sure, that shit gonna hurt.
If a nigga hurt your eye,
That shit gonna fucking hurt.
you gonna turn into a girl again.
Wait,
You gonna turn into a girl again.
Nah, some of them I know they gonna shoot you.
They gonna come back and shoot you.
Or if they
But
gonna
at
shoot
that
you,
moment, if you punch him in the pink motherfucking eye, you pink, nigga,
You still pink inside.
they gonna start crying.
Oh shit.
Cause a nigga cried. You catch a nigga in his eye. Yeah, nigga tear up.
Oh shit, yo, my fault, dog.
I'm telling you.
Moving on. Moving on, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Should've said,
Now check this out though. So
Jim Kelly voice.
so we all been in churches.
chill, man.
Listen. At some point in life,
Chill,
we all been in church, right?
What you mean, been in church?
Horrible.
Easter.
Oh.
Yeah, you never been inside of a church.
Some of us been to church,
That's
some
what
of
I
us
said.
live in church.
That's what I said.
Been to a church service. No?
Nah, because I've been to like funerals and they had church
Okay,
service.
I got you. So other than
I've
funeral, wedding,
never,
you never been to a church. Okay, I got you.
never.
Okay, I got you.
Okay.
So check this out. So for those of us who have been to a Baptist church,
Or Christian.
No.
Okay.
No. for those of us who've been to a Baptist church,
Okay.
we've seen individuals either call it shouting, getting happy, whatever you want to call it. We've seen
Holy
that.
Ghost.
The Holy Ghost. We've seen that,
Ghost.
right?
Yeah.
We've seen that.
Yes,
Maybe you haven't if you ain't been in church, but we've seen that.
I've been accused of not having it.
Okay, proceed. So check me out. So I've been to Baptist churches and I've seen that, right? I've also been to Christian churches, Catholic churches, and I haven't seen that. So why? Why is it that when you go to also let me add this. I've been to Baptist church with, for example, I've been to Baptist, let's say I've been to a Baptist church with you, right? And you get the spirit. You're like, you know, whatever the fuck, right? Yeah, I don't know, whatever, Holy Ghost, whatever. But then you and I go to a Catholic church and you chilling. And I'm like, yo, why the fuck? Yo, why you ain't doing that shit you was... You know what I'm saying? Like, what's it like? Why is one? Like, why you shout here, but at the Catholic, or it's not the same word? Like, what the fuck is up with you?
Which is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, go.
I mean, listen. I grew up in the South. Okay? Well, the northern South, if you want to call it. And you know, lived in church. When I say lived in church, Bible study 8 a.m. to 12. Service, well, let me not say. Bible study from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Service from 10 a.m. to 2 to 3. And then you eat dinner at that motherfucker. Okay?
Chicken.
I didn't get, bro. My whole experience with Sunday car. My grandmother to this very day, she jokes about it. She does a ball with it. I love her to death, but why did you do this to me? You used to go kicking and screaming, talking about grandmama, we go watch cartoons. I want to watch cartoons. I didn't want to go see the church. I'm a child. And mind you, when I got there, now mind you, this is from the time I can remember to the time I left. I left at 8 years old, came to Delaware.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Yeah.
I can remember.
Now
Now this wasn't like, listen, I'm talking about multiple people. Luke, now mind you, this was in between. This was in between my many naps
Okay.
at church.
I remember
I
that.
took multiple naps at church. Multiple naps. When I woke up to multiple individuals falling out. Yeah, my mother was losing it. And I was like, oh shit, it's that time in service. I'm gonna go back and sleep. So yes, and then as I got older, I noticed that I didn't fall out at, certain other services. This is crazy.
I'm falling up tonight.
As a kid, it was scary. Procrastination.
First, get that for me first, please. Thank you. So, all right, so let me just let me say this real quick.
Might as well pull from the
Nah,
pocket, bro.
let me say this real quick. The Fire Nines experience, we do not discriminate against any religion
Or any denomination.
any denomination.
I am all.
But
This is just a personal
but
conversation discussion.
but like we
Radio
wow, hold up. But like we said in the past,
I'm all.
hold on. Like we said in the past, we'll say it again. Anybody can get these jokes. I'm good for who you are. You gonna get these jokes. Okay, proceed.
I am Christian for the record. So yes, absolutely. This is listen. Oh shit.
You didn't think that?
Nah, he was Muslim.
Oh, he was okay.
He came on.
He was
Muslim.
Nah.
He's a timeout. So.
Nah. What it was?
Fight on that shit.
See, nah.
Fight on that shit.
Nah. What it was, and what I don't think my
Muslim?
brothers.
Wait,
Nah.
Muslim?
Yo, Muslim.
No disrespect to the Muslims. We
No. See.
Oh, stop. We love y'all. But y'all get these jokes too.
What I was saying was, from my understanding, as coming from G-O-D, God body. God bodies are fundamentally Muslim. That's where if I ain't God body, first I gotta be Muslim, because we don't adhere to certain. Can a devil fool a Muslim? No, not nowadays, bro. That's in the lessons. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something that some people may not have understood where I was coming from. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm not a God body, but first you gotta be Muslim or adhere to a significant amount of what they got going on. Which I'm like, some shit I'm like, But to be Muslim,
Sooner or later, we all see who the prophet is.
I got that written on a t-shirt.
Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
I wish you gonna believe that. I wish you success, even though you wish me the opposite.
Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Hello, we prophesize around this motherfucker.
Whether you believe or not, whatever you believe.
So to finish it off, I'm not God body per se, because I don't know all my lessons, but I believe we all God bodies, whatever. But until you learn all your lessons, you're not God body. Cool. So I call everybody. You already was my brothers.
Was it bronze hair, skin of brass?
Yeah, but
I believe 100% that. Yeah.
But those type of things, man, when you live your life and you believe in what you believe in, everything may not be what you believe. You know what I'm saying?
I do not have an answer for that though, because it was the weirdest experience for me as a kid. Because I woke up from my third nap, like, everybody's falling out. Grandma and friend who was very docile, who was riding to church, all of a sudden now she's in the aisle and she going in. I didn't even know she had that kind of athletic ability.
I'm saying, then
She had arthritis. It was incredible.
Number church, you chilling like
The Holy Ghost take that out.
What happened?
Wait, oh shit.
Nah, the Holy Ghost take that out you. Not for those seconds.
We're different.
Go ahead, cause
That's a different discussion.
Actually,
the same discussion, but we don't got that kind of time.
What physically or physiologically, motherfuckers would be like, okay, well, like the adrenaline kick in. Let you be in church. And you already prompted to, and you already know what to do. It can get you a hurricane or a cauldron. Now, Holy Ghost. This is what I'm falling out. I'm dancing like I ain't never danced before. I'm standing up when I ain't never stood before. But catch me on the regular old Thursday, 3 o'clock. I'm fucked up. So for, that's scientific. Those things are scientific. They actually play on people. What people don't, know nowadays. They play on people like, yo, dog,
All right, Fresh, you lost me.
Listen,
I love you to death, bro. You lost me because I'm.
No.
No. You didn't lose me because I don't know what you're talking about. You lost me because I'm wasted, and I
Holy
want
shit, it's all good.
I'm not down with what you're saying.
What?
Profound.
It's because you're wasted.
Nah.
So, yeah, I'm wasted. So
you don't want to hear that shit?
No. It's not that I don't want to hear that shit.
I think you don't want to hear that shit.
It's not that I don't want to hear that shit.
Sharif?
He could have. Sharif.
I don't want to hear that shit.
We don't want to hear that bullshit, Sharif.
You know we tropical peoples.
So,
Open fire coming soon.
I'm just
Yo, yo, B.
I'm bullshit.
Open fire coming soon. B. Ranting and raving and ranting. It's coming soon. Saying shit like that.
I love
Hey,
you.
yo. So check this out, man. I'm gonna just get to the get down, man.
Get it. Get it. Get down. Get down. Get down.
Yo, they got Brittany Griner over there, man. In Russia, bro. But okay, so it's a lot to the story, man. So apparently she was returning to Russia.
Returning to?
Returning to.
Okay.
To who? Right? Before the war kicked off.
Returning to Russia.
Right? She had fake cartridges.
Terrible idea.
With THC in them. So she gets booked, right? So no one knows how long she's been over there. No one knows how long she's been booked. Which I think is weird because they have footage of her at the Russian airport arriving. So if you know the date she left, then you probably know the date that I'm guessing arrived. I don't know. But hold on. So there's no record of how long she's been there. There's no record. There's something.
February something.
There's no record of
Maybe Valentine's Day.
what kind of conditions she's living in. There's no record of if she's healthy. Like nobody knows that.
But the photo. Nah, but look.
Well, there was a photo with the picture.
We don't know. We don't know. That's the U.S. arrogance. We don't have to tell you what's going on in our country.
I agree with that.
That's the U.S. arrogance.
I'm
We don't have to tell you what's going on with our country.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's the U.S. arrogance.
I'm simply making a statement.
This is our country. We don't have to tell you what's going on.
I completely
You gotta
agree.
tell us what's going on with prisoners in your country. You gotta say about our criminals over here. Sure, I got Russians over here locked up.
I completely agree with that.
Man.
I'm just giving the facts.
Fuck
But I completely
outta here.
agree with that. They don't owe you an explanation.
I gotta tell you shit.
They're
I'm
saying-
pretty sure that there's some sort of
They're saying that
United Nations or domestic relations sort of guidelines that probably would. If you're part of the UN,
Russia.
if you're part of the UN, Russia is part of the UN. Russia's part of the UN, so I'm pretty sure that may have something to do with it in terms of the safety of prisoners.
I don't know that Russia gives a fuck about that.
Well, now we know.
No. I don't know that Russia ever gave a fuck about that.
Hey, yo.
Russia's different.
Oh.
Russia's different. They never been part of NATO. They don't owe us anything to this point.
Yeah.
I was just simply giving it up. You know how they gave it up. But Russia don't owe us shit.
Russia's part of it.
No,
That's what the Ukrainian beef is about. Russia doesn't want Ukraine or part of it. Russia doesn't want Ukraine to ever join NATO. So you don't gotta Google that. Russia's not part of NATO.
What I was saying was Russia has put. I'll put it like this: Russia has put themselves in the position as a victimized bully. You follow me? You hear me? Mm-hmm. Now they did the shit bullies do, but they kind of, when they said, all right, well, we're going to do this bully shit, we're going to make sure we keep it in the gray area. So once we get in the gray area, then we can do some dumb shit. All right, cool. What people don't understand is Ukraine used to be a part, and Pakistan and Pakistan, and I don't know whatever stands over there. They used to be a part of Russia.
The homie Lil Stan too.
Little Stan, Big Stan, Waterman. Little Stan, Big Stan, Waterman.
So just for reference,
The
the 30 NATO members include Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Montenegro, Netherlands, North Macedonia, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Turkey, United Kingdom, and United States. Proceed, Fred.
Right. So Russia says we have a personal beef with our people. Just because they say they independent, we don't say they independent. And so many people say, oh, that's not right, that's not fair, and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't live over there. I can't affect it either way. But the funny thing is, I'm affected.
So a recap from what we said, okay? The Russian government feared that the Ukraine's membership in the NATO would complete a western wall of allied countries by restricting Russians' access to the Black Sea. Okay, so let's not forget that, because that's extremely important, because we talked about earlier, we talked about a couple of weeks ago, at the heart of it all is power and natural resources, which consist of oil, natural gases, and natural metals.
The funny,
true.
Right, all of this ties into Brittany Griner. So now, when we say that, when we lay all this on the table for people to say, these people do not care about your American Western laws.
That's the reason.
That's the reason why Brittany Griner's been locked up wherever the fuck she's at, and she has not been heard from any.
In other words, folks, when you leave the U.S., these are not the places to be locked up at. Was that vape pen worth it?
Who said American arrogance?
Out there.
That's a real fucking thing. You go somewhere else and you think America's laws is in, they're stand up in Zimbabwe. Nigga, I'll knock you up for that motherfucking joint. No, they just enjoy it. Fuck you, I'll give you 20 lashes.
Okay.
Now, you said she was flying in. I heard she was flying out.
Nah, she was returning too.
Okay, cool. Now, either way, she's in the wrong. Now, people may say, oh, that ain't shit. Cool, in America, that ain't shit. We are a whole nother, 3, 4, 7 continents away? I don't know how many time zones away. They have them. It's tomorrow.
Bro, it's Russia.
It's tomorrow.
All you gotta tell me is it's Russia.
It's tomorrow.
Nigga, it's Russia.
Just don't get locked up in some other foreign country.
It's tomorrow.
Really good.
It's a whole different life and lifestyle mentality, all that over there. It's literally,
Man, we live in Delaware. Let one of us get locked up in New York. They don't have to tell a motherfucking shit.
just imagine if you get locked up.
Man, if you ain't making that phone call, we don't have to tell you nothing.
It's funny you mentioned New York, right?
Oh.
And I say that because I'm listening to it was either CNN or MSNBC earlier.
Fresh on shit.
No,
Yeah.
no shit.
I'm listening to CNN or MSNBC earlier, and they was talking about
Watch how long he take.
kind of what you said.
He gonna try to take a fast shit.
You know, they was like, yo, these motherfuckers don't owe us shit. Like, you know, these Russians, they got their own laws, own rules. And they were like, listen, you know, a lot of y'all heard of Rikers and, you know, y'all think Rikers is one of the worst jails and blah, blah, blah. They ain't got shit on the Russian jail. Like, just think about, niggas, Russia. Rikers ain't got shit on them. Like, bro.
Man, we don't gotta give you no phone call. That's your rules.
How about that?
That's your rules.
That shit weird, man.
That's not our rules. That's your rules.
That shit don't even work here. It don't even work here all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't even call here all the time.
That's not a worldwide thing. I get a phone call. Now you locked up.
That shit fucked.
And you get nothing.
That
No
shit
phone call.
Due processing. And whatever that due
Whatever
processing
that processing is.
Man, who says we have to give you due process? We got y'all. We got y'all.
That could be it.
We're not y'all. Why do we have to do what y'all do?
That shit different, man.
Well, we don't have to do what
So
y'all
I
do.
guess my question is, if she was returning to Russia to play basketball, did she consider a citizen at that point? Man, you there? You
I'm sure
already
she has
saw
dual.
you.
I'm sure well, I don't know if she has dual. She probably just has like a
got
work
dual now. She
or a
probably
work
I'm sure
visa.
that work visa. I'm just
Either
curious.
one. Yeah, she played there since 2016, so she might have dual citizenship, but they don't have that shit.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
But to your point, that has a lot to do with arrogance too, because honestly, she's probably done that before and got away with it.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Brittany Griner, I play ball, I'm one of y'all, it won a chip before, I'm one of y'all chip, like, you know what I'm saying? But it might have been different, like, yo, but right now, and today, that shit ain't working today.
I know when I fly, I don't bring nothing home but clothes. I make it a point to throw away any toothpaste, anything. I don't even come back with no cologne or any soap, nothing. I make it a point. If I happen to travel to a different country, I don't come back with anything. I just don't want the hiccup. I just don't. I don't come back with nothing.
Let me ask you this here, man, because I seen this somewhere and I was like, wow, it makes sense. I don't want to agree and I don't agree, but this is fucked up. They say, do you think that Donald Trump would have handled that part better, Brittany Griner?
That's interesting. I'm gonna sit down with
Well,
that.
And I want to say this. Let me say this. He got them young niggas from UCLA home.
That's loaded though. That's loaded though. That's loaded though.
I load them.
But that's asking you, me and my friend. This is my friend. So that would be asking my friend to do me a favor and bring someone home. That's a loaded. Joe Biden and him not friends. And it's a war going on.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. What you said is fair, bro.
That's loaded. You know what I'm saying?
But when people want to take Donald Trump's bullshit and all the other shit in order to say, nah, Brittany Griner is home now.
Well, Brittany Griner might.
Yeah.
But would the American public want to put up with 4 more years? And
Well, I'm the American public.
to be there to say,
no.
That's the part I was saying. Like you, like Brittany Griner is one person who may have did what they accusing her of.
I feel bad.
That's
for
fair.
Brittany Griner,
That's fair.
but if I had to choose between her coming home and Trump being president, no. She did. If she, what 50 Cent?
I see that somewhere. I see that somewhere.
They said she did that shit.
I see that. I see that somewhere.
That's what it is.
I see that somewhere. It
That's
was
what
like,
it is.
But they ain't gotta tell America nothing. They talk about her.
I don't know. Hell no.
I didn't say nothing.
hell no.
We don't. Our
We ain't
rules
got
are not
to
your
eat in.
rules.
We nothing. Nothing. We ain't got to tell y'all she's naive, man.
Well, people don't.
She
I'm
broke
like,
the law. We'll deal with her.
Our way.
it's
I'm not
not
sure
even.
what that means, but
Yo, it's coming to her now.
That's all it takes. Nah, see what that means is now y'all just got read up on our laws
And y'all
and
got,
see what she gonna get.
they said up to 10 years.
Yeah, that's what, and y'all gonna see what
Up
she gonna
to.
get. Yeah.
Up to. You know what I'm saying? They said 5. It's 5. The basement is 5.
we're here.
Five.
CBD over here.
And right about now, they asking for big shit.
We need all y'all. We need all hands on deck. Do you understand what's going on right now?
That's what I'm saying. We need big shit. If she worth, if she worth shit like that,
Nope. She going to jail.
nope.
She going to
Jail
jail
now.
Jail.
She ain't trying to be having her sheets and your motherfucking bake wool at the motherfucking Kremlin airport.
This ain't
the time
because
for that.
because the deals. See, them deals be made different ways, bro. Them deals be made different ways. See, we over here, we'll make a deal with one of them Russian billionaires, and he'll make the deal with people to get her home. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you got this and that. All right, well, give me a percentage of this and that.
Oil,
Right.
oil,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Oil,
yeah. You
know what
really
I
don't
mean?
mean
You got
shit to
influence.
me.
Yeah, them shits be.
You don't mean shit to me.
Yeah,
But I'm the only person who can really elaborate.
you know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
Are they moving like that for Brittany now?
Nah.
But
I don't think so.
But it's a
Really
business.
tall guy?
But
For a really tall
nah. I'm pretty sure the Phoenix Suns owner is a billionaire. Now, do you want her home? I'm pretty sure you fighting to get her home. You fighting to get her home. He can't. Nah, but I'm saying he's
Right,
fighting.
right.
He's fighting to get her home.
Right.
So that's when he goes through them backdoor channels.
Right.
You're another one of the billionaires. I know Russian billionaires. I know Saudi billionaires. I know
Protecting an asset.
I know them guys.
That's an asset. She's an
I
asset.
can listen.
She makes me paper. She
Yeah,
makes me
listen,
money.
man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, this is what I'm gonna do for you on this side. Talk to the truth and see what you can give up a
Phone
little.
call. That's called.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Phone call.
That's fair.
So that's not a
For
government.
her.
Government shit.
For her,
That might be.
Nah, it might be. You might get a little senator in that play though, so he can be the face of it do pop off. You can't have all the underlings.
And some is it
You
may
can't
be
have
tied
her to a home with all the
future
underlings.
election.
Yeah.
It may be tied to a future
You
election.
can't have all the shady ones. She just pop up home. Nah, I gotta be a senator or something that's involved with them niggas.
yeah. Charlie Wilson, shout out to Charlie.
Somebody-
I fought real hard for us.
Somebody gotta make it play.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Somebody gotta
somebody
make the play. Somebody gotta be the face.
Especially right now.
Somebody gotta be the face. They
Especially-
ain't even make the play, it's the face.
Especially right now. If you ain't got the right face, she might not come home.
$500,000 for a
If
campaign.
she, and if
Get
she,
her home.
and matter of fact, if she ain't got the right face, she might not come home. Anybody think about that? Moving on.
Let's go to the sports, man.
Or the sports.
That was sports, but
Yeah,
He started with sports.
yeah.
That was everything.
I had to touch on that though.
It was sports.
Yeah, politics, all that shit.
It's time.
Fuck, man.
Let's get it. Oh shit.
Oh shit, no money, nah.
Fuck Dr. J. Damn,
Nah, that's what the fuck you mean? Fuck Dr. J, nigga.
Yo, LA.
that's rough.
Bogey. Not for a quarter.
Ooh, the doctor, and the doctor.
It's been a busy day in sports. A busy
In the sports world, yeah, Westbrook Curry. I'm gonna say my name is my name. I'm saying my kids. I remember Iceman told me something about this from Iverson 20 years ago. He said, nah, it's all good when they see your dad the best player in the league. When it was Iverson, because Iverson said some shit.
Alright, so check this out.
Go there, please go there, please.
I'm gonna start somewhere else first.
Oh,
Okay. All right, yo.
okay.
Calvin Ridley suspended for the 2022 season.
Oh,
At least the 2022 season. For gambling. So allegedly,
I'm taking my looks off for this.
he gambled up to $1,500
While he wasn't with the team.
while he wasn't with the
Through
team
the month of November.
on games, including games where he bet with the Falcons
On FanDuel.
on FanDuel, right? And that's how he got booked. So let me just say this real quick because I saw this on Twitter and I thought it was pretty interesting, right? And I don't know how it's going to play, but let me just add this real quick. So somebody listed major NFL suspensions, right?
Oh wow.
And they said Ray
This is
Rice.
pretty rough.
Ray Rice beating his fiance 2 games.
No
Now
shots fired.
we all know
Negro Shells Finals?
we all know that ended up being a lifetime ban, right?
Pretty much.
Adrian
Not
Peterson.
lifetime ban.
Well,
It
well,
ended up being
it-
because
you
That's
they didn't.
not coming
they-
out.
Hold on,
No.
hold on.
Factually,
They didn't call it a lifetime ban.
nah.
I'm calling it a lifetime ban because at no
And I'm
point.
not calling it a lifetime ban.
That's fair. But I can ask you that. But that's fair. I'm saying what I thought it was a lifetime ban.
Me coming back.
It's kind of like, in my opinion, the Colin Kaepernick lifetime ban.
Son ain't coming back.
Kaepernick's never coming back.
Ray Rice,
No, it's not. No, it's not. When Ray Rice got suspended and they did whatever he did, all of us here knew he was never coming back. Okay, so let me say this. Let me say this. So
finish.
what they said was this. They said Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse, where he beat his kid with a switch. 6 games. Greg Hardy, beating his girlfriend, 10 games reduced to 4. Ezekiel Elliott hitting women, 6 games. Calvin Ridley, 17 games for using FanDuel, and that's at least 17. Josh Gordon,
At least.
6 seasons for smoking weed. Now I think the reason.
Ho! Can I get a record scratch?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
let me finish.
Now I think the reason that this is relevant is because it's like this. You got men beating on women. You got men who, and other people's opinion, abuse their child. I don't agree with that part personally. You got, again, Greg Hardy beating women, Ezekiel Elliott hitting women, and then you got a motherfucker who's gambling on FanDuel who is in collusion with the NFL because you can't watch a game without hearing or seeing a FanDuel commercial, without a betting commercial, without all these betting establishments and betting
What's my man? What's
platforms and
hold on. What's my man on the black board? The Caesar shit. He got a whole commercial.
Jamie Foxx.
No, not him.
Jimmy Smooth.
Jamie Smooth.
Now, let me
All that shit.
Let me just say something about that. Please. I was watching, Marcellus Wiley.
Please speak on it.
And Ocho.
Mhm.
To please speak on.
Sam Ocho or Ocho C?
Nah.
No.
Sam Ocho?
No, Sam
Ocho. And he says something that makes all that relevant. He said the NFL has integrity for the game, but doesn't have integrity for its players. So what that mean, what he was saying was, we don't give a fuck what the players do. Basically, beat your wife, beat your girlfriend,
Comma butt.
do that shit, but we give a fuck if you jeopardize the integrity of the game.
Now go, but I have a funny.
So what they gonna do if the nigga for the Dolphins was trying to lose games on purpose? That's integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Are they gonna have that same energy? But
Man,
go ahead.
I spoke on fire last. I said I sure hope Brian
Flores
has
Have you seen? I seen that.
Oh my God. But what I'm saying is with this, in this terms, dog, if we talked about people who are responsible for the game and integrity and all that kind of stuff, Calvin Ridley is a person who is integrally involved with the integrity of the game. Not just
said integrally involved with the integrity of the game.
I mean,
Grammatically, I have to step in. Okay, I'm gonna shut
hook it up. Hook it up. But what I'm saying is, he is a person that is deemed responsible for making sure things are on the up and up.
He's not a referee, though. He's not
a referee.
He's not an officiant of the
And
he is a.
And one of the measures, they keep you true to being on the level is, bro, you can't gamble on football.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Does it matter if you're playing or not?
It's the first thing on contract. I can't even say contract. Before you get a contract, the first thing you tell you is you cannot gamble on football.
Listen, that's the first thing they tell you at the Ricky support.
Period. It's not fuck a contract. We drilling this. You cannot, because we do not want people thinking that you have inside information or what you can do can sway a game. We want to think everybody out here is playing to win. If everybody out is playing to win, we'll place eyes on you.
Give me a time out real quick. I'm sorry. I just want to say shout out to University of Delaware men's basketball team and just be UNCW. Bang, bang, bang. All right. My bad.
Big shout out, God Davis.
God damn.
Hello, Jair. I saw he made all ESPN find you mistaken. I saw
Also, rookie of the year is CAA. But please, please proceed, sir. Sorry for the interruption.
So what I'm saying, I wrap it all the way up. I wrap it all the way up. For my brothers, I'll say, when it comes to knowing where you want to stand at with those kind of things, they are up to the person, but there is morality flag or direction to get behind.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell 1, 2, 3, 4, they behind it. And there it is.
So let me ask you a question. I just thought this was funny. With all this being said about, the Caesars and the money line and the betting, there is a goddamn team in Las Vegas called the Las Vegas Raiders. Did anybody think that would be an issue? Or
Nah, it shouldn't be, because motherfuckers thought niggas would be. And niggas didn't think niggas would be. Nah, not even on the up and up. But I also said, nigga, send your mom, send your cousin, send your brother.
How about that?
Right, I agree with
And
that.
that's what somebody said on Twitter. Like,
because of my cousin
you couldn't
wins
say your little cousin.
$200,000.
You couldn't say your little cousin CJ to go to the dog.
Really? I don't even have time to go down.
You sitting in the house by yourself? You wasn't by yourself. You wasn't in the house by yourself.
All I do is practice.
Nah, he wasn't. That's what he was. And the crazy thing, he was on mental health leave. He was on mental health leave.
Yeah, it was non-injury related.
So,
Non-injury related.
NFL player. You got a couple guys, you got a couple people around, maybe females, couple homies. Dude, place this bet. You could be right there with him. Come on.
If I'm Calvin Ridley and I'm all for a second, and I was interested in where he was betting. Was he betting for, against? Was he betting for certain catches? Was he, that's what but I said, I cannot place these bets myself. If I play in the league, the number one thing I know is I can't bet on whatever it is. But if I think it's a surefire bet, Coach P.
But I see.
P-Mac, Iceman, I got 15, 30, 100. Take this. It'll never come back to me. He's a fool and a fool.
And he's definitely a fool. But that lets you know how rough the NFL is. Because he only got 1 year. And basically, off that 1 year, their explanation is gonna be which the NFL is, the NFL is rough. Those 5 days of those days away,
Bobby Wagner released by the Seahawks. Oh,
shit. Those days away from the team, yo, you wasn't involved. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NFL is a league that if you're not here, we moving on. You know what I'm saying?
To your point, he wasn't even in Atlanta.
That's what I'm saying.
He was in Florida because he could place the bets through internet.
That's what I'm saying. Like the NFL,
right?
It was like, yo,
disconnect.
But that's why he only got the 1 year, because it wasn't really inside information.
But it's indefinite, though. So he could get moved.
He could. The way he talking on
could
Twitter,
lifetime.
the way he talking on Twitter,
He's
like, yeah, I only got 1 year. Ha 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 ha.
But how about he said, I bet 1,500, I don't got a gambling problem.
He does.
Nigga, you might get life.
He does have a gambling problem.
That's why I was looking at the NFL like, yo, they only gave him a year because they know he wasn't around the team, and they probably talked to the team like, man, we was moving on. We was, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't having in contact with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I mean? That's the NFL. The best ability is availability. You wasn't around, you don't even know the game plan and what's going on. That's why he was losing. Betting on his own team.
He was losing. That's the crazy.
He should do better than that. Like, nigga,
I was looking like, damn, you already up, bro. Leave the losing shit to us.
Like, bro, you on the Falcons and you bet on the Falcons. You know better than us, and we bet on the Falcons, dog. Like, you saw that shit. Like that shit is retarded, man. Like, come on, bro.
But he was betting the parlay, so it was points and all that shit. So you know,
Moving on, bro.
you know what I mean. Moving on, where we at? Where we at, man?
Russell Westbrook, talk about it.
Russell Westbrook.
Talk
Big
about
trade.
it.
We can keep it at
Russell Wilson.
Okay, Russell Wilson, you right.
We keep it on
Now,
football.
Let's talk about
Like you
Russell.
said, they just released Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Cap space.
No, because
Well, no,
they traded Russell Wilson earlier today.
Well, unless
Bobby
it was cap
Wagner got a
space.
big contract.
It was cap
Yeah,
space.
but I'm just
Bobby
saying,
Wagner's got a
but
big
the
contract.
I read that
is
earlier.
falling. You know what I mean?
They're
Earlier today,
rebuilding.
Russell Wilson was traded
Yes, he
to
was.
the Denver Broncos.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about that?
Big trade, man. The Broncos have literally said we are all in because offensively, Cortland Sutherland,
They gave up a
Jerry
good
Jeudy.
piece.
They gave up a lot of pieces, man.
They gave up a good piece. Shelby
No.
Harris.
They gave up Noah Fant too,
Yeah.
which is one of the best young tight ends in the league.
He tough.
Now, what they're leaning on now,
But the one, hold
Devontae Wilson,
just off that, just off that, just to piggyback and undermine that, Russell Wilson is one of the worst well, I ain't gonna say worst because of that, but he's one of the least likely quarterbacks to go to his tight end.
So let's
You
put
know what I'm
this
saying? He's ranked like number 2 of going to his tight end.
tight end target.
Yeah, tight end targets. You know what I'm saying?
So let's really, delve into this. Russell Wilson is not a spring chicken. Russell Wilson is 33 years old at this point. He's 33. Now, while that's not super old, because we got a different perspective. Well,
What's prime? 28 to what? 26.
I'm gonna say 28.
As an NFL football quarterback.
Tom Brady's kind of rearranged the perspective of the prime of the quarterback, but that's kind of
So has a lot
It depends on how you
more.
want to look at that.
So
10 years is 10 years. 10 years in the league is 10 years.
Let the record reflect. Aaron Rodgers is what, 37?
Ish.
He just signed a 4-year extension. So that would make him 41 at least.
But we talking about
Roethlisberger, 39 when he just
he should
retired.
retire.
A-Rod is
So what I'm
38
saying
years
is-
old.
But they watch the playoffs every year.
He's 38 years old.
I'm saying in your prime. Is Russell Wilson still in his prime?
I don't think
What I'm
No,
saying
Is
is,
Aaron Rodgers still in his prime?
No.
yes,
I don't think he's in his
I
prime.
think Russell Wilson is still in his
Is
prime.
Aaron Rodgers
He's
still great?
won an
Yes.
MVP. He just won an MVP.
But Aaron Rodgers not still in his prime, if you ask me.
He just won an MVP outside of his
I
prime.
think he's great. Yeah, absolutely. I think he's still great outside of his prime.
That's respectable. Okay.
No. I kind of think Aaron Rodgers is still in his
I
prime.
think so. That's fair.
I think he's going to have a
So when we say, if you say he's still in his prime,
Yeah.
so that means he can play till he's 50.
No, I don't think that's what that means. But
Because if a nigga's still in his prime, even a little drop off is greater than some of the best.
What I'm saying is,
If I'm in my prime and I'm doing this, even a little drop off at 48, because you say I'm in my prime at, I'm going to be in my prime at 41, 40.
who's the MVP in the NFL?
Aaron Rodgers.
Who was last year's?
Aaron Rodgers. That's what I'm
So what I'm
asking you.
saying is, his prime has extended longer than other people's.
This is an anomaly.
He
This is an
is
exception to the rule.
he may be the only one, but
Tom Brady won the Super Bowl at how old?
58.
40.
How old is Tom Brady?
Right.
Well, I was Tom Brady.
it might be
He was
two.
like 41, 42.
But
How
how?
won a Super Bowl at 40?
So
If that's the case.
So there may be 2 out of
A lot.
So wait.
exactly.
So wait,
You
Tom
know what
Brady.
I'm saying? You see
Hold
what I'm saying?
on. Tom Brady is 44 years old as of today. So he won a Super Bowl in his 40s. So the prime, I guess based on performance and numbers, we have our general what we think is a prime, and then we
But
have
that's what I'm saying. If y'all was saying, we all think Tom Brady can still play.
I know he can still play.
I know he can still play. But not he would be a serviceable. He would be a serviceable quarterback.
Tom said I'm out of here.
Right.
What? Ho!
Tom said I'm out of here.
He would be serviceable?
What I'm saying is, he can get you 12, 14 wins, and
That's much more than
oh,
serviceable.
but when we look at him, we wouldn't be like, yo, that's a prime Tom Brady. We'd be like, yo, that's a Tom Brady that can get you 12 wins, but he's not in his prime. That's what I mean by a late prime. That's what I'm saying. So you say Aaron Rodgers right now is what, 40?
38.
38 in his prime.
6 years away from Tom Brady. Tom Brady's 44.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers in his prime right now.
Right.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady.
Okay.
Remember that?
Oh, I remember. I remember that. So what I'm saying is, do you think Aaron Rodgers? He just signed a 4-year contract.
He's the richest quarterback in football.
So out of that 4 years, how many of those years think would still be his prime?
2 more. I'm gonna give him 2 more phenomenal
Okay.
MVP caliber.
All right.
MVP because
That's my answer.
I was going to say
That's my answer.
maybe
Two. That's my answer.
say
So he
go ahead.
got 2 more left in his prime.
I would say
think he'd be 2 more years left as a serviceable quarterback that could get you.
no. We're not talking about serviceable.
He can get you 11 wins. But if his prime, if you saying his prime would be, if you think his prime would be up in 2 years, do you think after those 2 years he can get you 11, 12 wins?
Well, here's the kicker.
I think the team may be able to get
So he's serviceable then. If you saying the team,
2, 3 years down the line.
Because we have an example.
He wouldn't be
We have an
fine,
example.
right?
We have an example. of that.
2, 3 years down
That's
the
what I
line.
just said. He said 4 years in this
We
prime.
have an example of that.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
No. Peyton Manning was an example.
Yeah, he was the first.
Because Peyton Manning won his Super Bowl, and let's not remember, he wasn't great in that Super Bowl year.
You talking about Denver?
Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great.
They dog Cam.
Peyton Manning
The
was the
defense
Super Bowl.
dog
Peyton
Cam.
Manning was-
He wasn't great, but he was.
Peyton Manning was the Super
Time
Bowl.
out.
He
Time
said
out.
no.
He
I'm
wasn't.
not
That was
one
his
to
second.
say
That was his second. That was his
No.
second.
Time out. He
Yeah,
wasn't.
he
That
was
was
not-
his game
That was his
that
second.
He was not.
He wasn't even starting some games that
Peyton
year.
Manning was not the reason for that Super Bowl.
He wasn't even starting some games.
In my
That was also his second.
He
Yeah, I
wasn't
agree
even
with that.
starting some games that year.
When you say he wasn't
It's
starting,
definitely his second.
They had the other guy, the QB, coming in. He wasn't
who's
even.
the other guy?
Oswald.
Yeah.
He's right. Was it due to injury
Or
or was this?
you think what? No,
He wasn't. He wasn't playing up the game.
Oh,
It was due most of the injury, but it was also, they said that Peyton's arm wasn't.
Yeah, the shoulder injury.
Yeah.
Catch up to him.
But here's the thing. It ain't about your arm. It's about your decision making. I would gladly give the ball to a 59-year-old Peyton Manning right now. As opposed to
That's the question I was
I
asking.
don't know about opposed to. Yeah, I'm like,
So that's what I was asking. How long do you think Aaron Rodgers could play? If he
Well,
got
based off of current data, if you're the most recent MVP, I would see that even if you fall off a cliff, then let's say worst case scenario, I'm thinking your numbers are 20 touchdowns.
because we all agree
10
at this table.
20 and 10.
We all agree at this table, my fault.
He's just not all of a sudden.
We all agree at this
20
table.
20 interceptions.
That Tom Brady get retired, he still can compete.
Yes.
hell yeah.
Yes.
At
Hell
40,
yeah.
You're not just
At
going to say
44,
you're not going to
at 44,
You're not going to follow.
with no inkling of decline.
Well, no, there was okay. There's
I just don't
well,
know.
he
He's
still
still
happy.
He had his best year.
I was ready to say yeah.
Tom Brady had his best year.
I
in
know.
life.
That's what
I
I'm saying.
can't predict when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
I can't predict when it's going to
That's the
happen.
type of thing. It just happens.
For Aaron, everybody else you can kind of predict.
I don't even know.
Brady still got years. I don't know how many, but right now I would take him. Aaron still got
That's what I'm
years.
saying.
I don't know how many, but I would say Drew Brees has a year or
I
two.
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I think Drew showed
Yeah,
significant.
you know,
Drew showed
I might be
significant
wrong.
decline.
I might be wrong on that.
Drew showed significant decline. Yeah.
You know,
he showed significance.
But
and
Brady,
you know where that showed up? You know where that showed up? In his interception numbers.
and that's, you know what? That's fair. But Brady and Rob, like,
he didn't. His interception numbers didn't skyrocket.
they
Drew
got
Brees' interception
interception
numbers skyrocket.
Put it like
Just
this.
like Phillip Rivers' interception numbers skyrocket. His
Brady-
completion percentage
Aaron
plummeted.
Rodgers got to fall off a cliff for me to not fuck with them. Period.
And but the sad part about it is you only know when it happens. And by then it's too late. But I'm willing to ride that out for a legend, though. For a legend, I ride that out.
What the fuck?
For a legend, you ride that out.
Nigga, I'm the greatest supporter. This is legend around here. What the fuck you mean?
So what y'all thinking about Denver in that West though?
No shot.
You wouldn't trade it
They
for
upgraded from the
I'm not
fourth best
mad.
quarterback to the third best quarterback. The fourth best quarterback to the third best quarterback.
You're not better than Justin Herbert?
Not currently at this
So
very
Russell-
moment.
I look at it like,
At this current moment,
is he better than Matthew Stafford?
he's the third best quarterback in that conference.
Nah.
In that
Is he
division
better
or
than Matthew?
conference?
Is he better? Do you think he's better than
He's the
Matthew
third
Stafford?
best in that conference? In
Conference,
the
yeah.
AFC?
AFC West Conference.
Is he
Mahomes-
better than
That's the
Matthew?
division, bro.
Division. I'm sorry, division. That's right. Division. The division. In that division, he's the third best quarterback in that conference. In that division.
Dog.
This
Is he better than Matthew Stafford? Do y'all think?
No, we're not talking. We talking about the. We talking about the
No,
conference, the AFC
that's
West.
the point I'm trying to make. If you think he's just as good or better than Matthew Stafford, he would
What
do
does
it.
Matthew
He
Stafford
not
have to
better
do?
than Jason. He not better than David Carr?
That's
I don't know. David Carr.
you
made the
feel
playoffs
me?
last year.
No.
Not better than David Carr?
David Carr made the playoffs last week, and last
He
year
was hurt.
And it's
Russell Wilson was hurt.
That's not David Carr's problem.
But you can't.
That's not hope. What person that missed 8 games?
So who's he better than? You saying the third? He better than?
He's not better than Justin Herbert. He's not better than Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And to me, he's not better than David Carr.
He is
Right
better
now.
than Justin
He's the
Herbert.
fourth.
He
He said he's
is.
the third best in the division.
So
So he's the fourth
Carr.
best.
He is better than Justin Herbert.
No way.
No, he's not better than Justin Herbert. I'm sorry, I made a mistake.
Dude, he is better than Justin Herbert to me.
Okay,
Justin Herbert still hasn't been to the playoffs.
this is true. And neither has Russell Wilson in that division.
Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl champion. What the fuck are you talking about?
So
that means something around here. I've been to paint the playoffs.
So
Ho.
finish my statement.
Please,
So
something crush it.
So he's the third. Bro, you're never stopping. Cut it out, man.
Justin Herbert.
Please, so let's say
That's
he's
your
the
guy.
best.
That's your guy.
What the? That's
That's your guy.
okay, well, that's my guy. Got it.
Make the point.
He better than Tua.
No, he ain't.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
The fuck's wrong with him?
That's a diversion.
He's better than Dak.
Stick on.
What's wrong with him?
Stick on Russell
Well, he's the
Wilson
third best
and
quarterback.
Justin Herbert.
He's the best.
Russell Wilson and Justin Herbert. That's where we was at. Me and you. Please thank you.
Yo, was.
Please thank you.
I don't know. I take that right now. I don't know. I might take Justin Herbert right now. If you stick Justin Herbert on that team, I think Justin Herbert may be better.
Okay. I don't.
Okay. Moving on.
But you know,
That's not a hard discussion where you need to go hard like that.
but you can't
Opinion.
say you right. But you can't say that Justin Herbert has done anywhere near.
No, I can't.
Exactly.
I cannot.
And we can't even say in his early days. We ain't talking about through Russell's whole career.
I'm
You
only
said
what
you
have you
said
done for me lately, bro?
3 years to 3 years. You still taking Herbert, but Russell Wilson was better.
Right now, I'm taking her.
Admit that.
Right
Admit
now.
that.
He just said he
Right
taking
now,
Herbert. Who you taking Herbert? or
Right
Russell
now,
Wilson?
I'm taking Herbert right
And
now.
there's no wrong choice. Because if we're looking statistically only, Herbert crushes him.
I'm not. You might be. I'm not.
That's part of my opinion.
Justin Herbert
I'm
is
factoring in.
Justin Herbert has been heralded by certain people as the guy. Am I right?
But I guess
I said, let me get your bird.
The underlying theme here is that Denver only made a jump to, at best, the third best team in that division. We can all
I
agree
disagree.
on that.
No, we can't all agree on that. I think that with Denver getting Russell Wilson, they are at least second in their division.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I don't think Russell. I still think Russell Wilson's the fourth best quarterback in the division. But
You think David Carr better than
I'm
Russell
sorry.
Wilson?
Pardon me. The third best quarterback in that division. I do not think Carr's better than him. Pardon me. I made a mistake. I think Russell is the third best quarterback in that division. But I think, given the Broncos' defensive ability
around.
and the pieces around him,
Right now,
I'll say they're the second best team in that division.
we ain't talking about last year. We ain't talking about it. We ain't talking about potential. We ain't talking about Russell Wilson has just put himself on a team that I think is better than the Chargers, better than the Raiders, just because he got there.
Okay. Moving on.
And other people are saying, "Oh, Justin Herbert." I'm like, they ain't even made the playoffs.
Right. Okay.
No, but two things can be true.
Okay.
Two things can be true.
They haven't made the playoffs.
No, what I'm saying is I agree that Russell Wilson makes Denver the second best team in that division, but I also think that Justin Herbert's better than him. So two things can be true at the same time. I just think the Chargers have an inferior team to Denver. Is my point. So I still think I would still take Herbert over Wilson, but I would take Denver over the Chargers.
And you think Denver's team is that much better than the Chargers just because Russell Wilson got there?
I don't know about that much better. I think they're better than the Chargers because of Russell Wilson. Absolutely.
There it is.
Now,
We're better.
We do
You're
have to
not.
understand that the draft is still pending. Denver has lost a tremendous amount of draft capital, whereas the Chargers still have a very high.
Do y'all still have your kids?
team?
Because Denver
Let me
gave
ask
away
this question.
so much. I'm gonna they gave away y'all kids.
I got another question. Alright, it's Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson. So, is there any other quarterback that you think if Denver got, it would be better than the Chargers?
Well, the obvious is.
Aaron Rodgers.
The obvious is.
I think Aaron Rodgers would make
Maybe
them the best team in that
even.
division.
I'll even say.
Who else?
He making my point. He making my point.
What about Kyler Murray? Because Kyler Murray is
Patrick Mahomes.
Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson.
That's about four. That's what 4 quarterbacks.
Who you said?
Is that his best?
We have 4 quarterbacks. We have 4.
You mean in the league period? Oh,
we had 4. We're at 4.
Well, Patty Mahomes, of course.
You said that.
Patty
Joe
Mahomes,
Burrow.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, that's 5.
You think if Joe Burrow went to Denver, they would make them better than the Chargers?
Yes.
I would have to say.
Okay, that's 5. That's 5. That's 5.
I would have to say based on recent data, yeah.
5. And you know what? I believe that. But that's 5 whole quarterbacks. 5.
The argument isn't the amount. It's just you just ask for was the argument.
They're like, we better. We don't give a fuck. We're better. I'm sorry. I project. But
Now,
we're
what I'm
better.
saying is,
We don't give a
all
fuck.
these quarterbacks, do the quarterbacks in your name, do y'all consider them better than Justin Herbert?
No.
Whoa.
Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely.
Let me just go through the names we named. Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Can we
Yes.
unanimously
He's
say
better than yes.
Can we at his peak, Deshaun Watson? Can we say
Yes.
he's better?
Yes.
Okay. Can we say who else?
Definitely Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes.
3.
That's
3.
We said Joe Burrow. Can we say Joe Burrow?
I'm going with Burrow.
I'm going
with
with
Burrow.
Yes.
That's unanimous.
So the only other quarterback
That's 4.
Russell
4.
Wilson, but he's not better than Justin Herbert.
Honestly,
I'm with Iceman.
I don't think he's better than Justin Herbert.
I think Justin Herbert is one of the rising quarterback stars in the league. Absolutely.
Iceman, I'm with you. I'm like,
I'm taking Herbert.
I mean, you can be with him. There's nothing wrong with that. He just asked a question.
But those quarterbacks y'all said are the only quarterbacks y'all thought if went to Denver, they would be better than Chargers. And Russell Wilson was one of those quarterbacks. But he's the only quarterback that's one of those quarterbacks that said it's not better than Justin Herbert.
I don't think individually he's better than Justin Herbert. That's just where I am with it. I don't think the arm talent is better. I don't think, you know what I mean, as far as statistically, last year and the year before, he was better than Justin Herbert. I just don't think so. The numbers suggest that. Now, you're going by Super Bowl performance, playoff performance, then yes, Russell Wilson is better because of an accomplishments. Absolutely. But if you're asking me as a quarterback prospect, if I'm saying, okay, which quarterback do I want? I might be inclined to say, Justin Herbert. I might be inclined to say Justin Herbert.
And what I'm saying is,
what you're saying. You made it apparent over the last.
You just said
you've been yelling. You made it apparent. We get it. But he asked, who do I think? We get it. We have a difference of opinion. You think Russell Wilson, team and talent-wise, is better than Justin Herbert. We get it.
The funny thing is, he keeps saying, I keep saying, it is what it is. I ain't saying it. He is better than them motherfuckers in all this shit. You said, I think he's better. He's not. You don't acknowledge that.
I just explained why I didn't acknowledge that. I thought I gave it this.
They haven't been to the playoffs.
It wasn't like I'm just saying I didn't give you an explanation. I gave you an explanation.
He just conveniently looked over Russell Wilson's team's going to the playoffs.
I didn't. No, you.
Okay,
no,
I
did not. Did I do that? I didn't do that. Did I do that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Now moving on. I did not do that. Fresh, I didn't do that.
And then when he got the stats, he said, "Well, no, the stats may be better, but
wait a minute. No, I said Justin Herbert's stats are better, but you're going off of performance and legacy. Is that not what's happening here?
So it sounds like. Sorry.
Am I not crazy? Okay.
I mean,
I thought I'm not crazy for that reason. Maybe other reasons.
Stats are better.
Okay. All right. I may be crazy for other reasons, but not that. Okay. Moving on.
Russell Wilson's stats are better.
Sorry, what?
Russell Wilson's stats are better.
Cool. All right, man. Since you're gonna make me fucking do it, man. Do it then.
Look it up.
You're gonna make me fucking do
Look
it.
it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. They Google me.
Google me.
They Google me.
You better Google me. You better Google me.
Russell Wilson's stats are better than Justin Herbert? When? Let's be specific. When?
Now.
Right now.
Whatever. Cool. Whatever, man.
No.
They're not. Because he got me. Because he's alcoholic. As strong as he is, he's like, I got it.
He didn't say nothing.
Go ahead.
I just want you. We have to specificity.
Whatever. Go on stats. Every year. This year. Last year. Every year.
You got big word knife.
Specificity is
This year, man.
key. And you said this year.
This year, man.
Cool.
This year.
Cool. And I'm not saying you were wrong, but let's
This
just
year.
see. Because we're all about the score.
Okay, so if you're not saying I'm wrong, you said I'm right.
Wait, what?
No. What I'm saying is, let's go to.
Please, man. I'm just saying.
Let's go to the
tape. Please.
Go to the tape.
Russell Wilson, 2021, 25 touchdowns, 6 saints. That's 2020. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's know. 25 and 6. Okay, 25 and 6. We got that.
With some injuries, with games missed. You right. I'm sorry. Say that part too, though.
With injuries and whatever. I'm not sure.
He missed fucking games.
Yeah, he missed like 6 games.
Exactly. He missed games. 25-6. He missed games, nigga.
Oh, shit.
38 touchdowns and 15 hits.
Okay.
5,000 yards as opposed to 3,000 yards.
Where'd it get you?
Where did fucking get Russell Westbrook? Wilson. Same nigga.
True. Sure.
Hey, not in the playoffs, nowhere near sniffing.
Well, you said, what did he say?
Where the fucking get
His stats was better, right?
That's what you got.
Which would you prefer? 38 touchdowns or 25?
Pick the year they went to the
I
championship.
know that.
That's a different discussion.
I know the logistics of those stats though. So I mean,
Well, let's
But
go to game. Oh, wait a minute.
It's so good, man.
Let's go to games played. How many games played? Because that's
Take
caveat.
the guy,
That's the
man.
caveat.
Take
That's the
Kevin
caveat.
Love. I want somebody else who gives me wins and losses.
how many games?
Take
played
Kevin Love, man. Take Kevin Love.
each person?
Take Kevin Love. Take Kevin Love. Give me Russell Wilson. Take Kevin Love. Fuck, man. Alright. The stats. Alright. Everything matters. Your eye, the stats, what people know other
There's a
than.
lot of games with the broken thumb.
I know he did.
Russell Wilson played 14 games.
I missed 4.
Yeah. He got hurt in one of them,
So
so
we
we.
played 17 games.
Nah.
18.
Nah.
17.
17 games.
Nah, they didn't make the playoffs. No,
They did not make the playoffs.
Yeah.
the Seahawks played 17 games. He probably played in 14, got hurt in the 13th. Or he got hurt and he didn't play a whole game because he got hurt in one.
He got hurt early in the season. Oh, he got hurt in the game.
He got hurt in the
I
game.
thought he was hurt early in the season with the finger. With the thumb.
The thing is, the people. Alright. For some reason, Justin Herbert's stats, as they stack up more than a Russell Wilson's, because they've never been to the playoffs, means nothing.
No, it does. It does mean something.
Okay.
Because your argument, because you've already established that Russell Wilson's the better quarterback because of his legacy and accomplishments, right? Is that not what his argument was?
So it sounds like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was better than him at second year, third year as well. Say that part as well. He won a championship as a rookie, second year player. Say that part as well.
You just said it. That's part of your argument. However, who would you say you would take right now?
I don't know.
Who do you say you would take right now?
What, over?
It was Justin Herbert 5 minutes.
I would take Herbert over him.
I don't know.
Right.
So all right. Well, it's just a matter of opinion. It's just a matter of opinion. Like I said, at this very moment, right now, today, it is March what? 8th? It's March 8th. I take Justin Herbert.
Facts.
I take Justin Herbert. I'm not. You're not wrong for saying you'll take Russell Wilson. I'm not wrong for saying I'm gonna take Justin Herbert. You want to try to make me wrong, but I'm not wrong for saying I take.
But
What you're trying to do is you're trying to win an argument on opinion, and you can't. You can't.
what I thought I heard was,
That's the problem. You thought you heard something.
nah, well, all right, I'll take Justin Herbert. I'm like, why would you take somebody who has not taken you to the playoffs?
Explain why.
He said, I'll take you. And I'm like,
Explain why.
Yeah. He said his arm better.
I just literally
And
said
that-
I didn't leave anything up
You want to hear it again,
Yes,
dog. You want to hear it again, dog.
and that alone will not get you to the playoffs. Explain that point.
What won't be the
It hasn't gotten the San Diego Chargers to the playoffs.
right?
Why would you take that over Russell Wilson, who doesn't have the laser arm, but has what he has, took a team to the championship and won it? Why wouldn't you want that?
Because
Explain.
based on what we talking about right now,
Explain.
what we talking about
What
right
we
now,
talked, I just said it. I thought I just said it was
potential as a your guy didn't make the playoffs last
we
year.
talking
He
about
did not.
now.
So what?
Now.
Easy. My guy is younger, better stats, potentially better. That's why. It's not rocket science.
Potentially better. He's not better. Potentially better. Why would you take the guy who is better?
No, you said he's better.
I know he's better.
I don't know. That's not. I don't know. That's
He was better than him when he was his age.
I gotta get the card, man.
Give me the
Let's
card,
go.
man.
Let's go.
Justin Herbert.
You got the card.
You got the
I
card.
don't need the card.
But nah, he said just
I joint.
I stole cards before.
Fully.
I stole cards before. What? But what I'm saying, he said I'll take Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is went nowhere.
Okay.
Say that part.
You said it 16 times.
But he's like, I'll take it over.
He's so busy trying to win it.
I was still taking.
I won. But he's like, no, I'll still take the guy. I'll still take
stronger arm, better arm talent right now. That's the argument. I'm sorry, that's the argument. I feel like he won. That's fine. He wants to say he won. That's cool.
What else just hurt me? What else just hurt me to be even better? For the team to be even better. What else just hurt me?
Whew, boy.
Right. Give me the card, man. Give me the card, man, please. Skirt.
Oh, slow.
Skirt.
I think he threw 38 touchdowns last year.
And it got him to what, 7-9, 7-10?
And what did they give Russell Wilson?
Russell.
What did all that legacy, all that shit?
I just said Russell Wilson did this shit when he was his age.
Man, you talking
But you look over that.
when
When Russell Wilson was just as hurt his age, I won that shit.
Why you bring up? Oh,
Can I get to your age? Can I get to your age?
he said, why you bring up?
Can I get to your age? Can I get to your age?
You right. You right.
He said, why you bring up bullshit?
Can I get to your
You
age?
right. You right.
Let me get to your age.
You right.
He said, why you bring up bullshit?
You right. You right. Neither one of us make it to the playoffs, but you right.
He said, why you bring up bullshit?
Neither one of us made it. I was hurt, but you played on a fucking game. You played on a fucking game, Justin Herbert. But yeah, you better than me.
Fuck out of here, nigga. You was hurt a couple games. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, but you played a fucking game, Justin Herbert, and you guys couldn't fucking make it over Derek fucking Carr and that train wreck that is Las Vegas Raiders. We're going for 2. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Justin Herbert couldn't overcome that.
Now what they doing?
We're going for 2 in overtime. Overcome that
And
shit.
you couldn't overcome Jimmy Garoppolo.
What?
Yeah, that nigga. You couldn't overcome Jimmy Garoppolo, whatever. Yeah, you couldn't overcome that nigga. You couldn't overcome Jimmy Garoppolo. This nigga's crazy. Jimmy Garoppolo. That nigga couldn't overcome Jimmy Garoppolo. The legendary Russell Wilson couldn't overcome Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo made the playoffs and went to the motherfucking conference finals, and you sitting home. You couldn't be better than that?
Russell.
Sierra's husband. Sierra's husband. Sierra's husband.
Who, this year?
Yeah, Sierra's husband.
1-2 step.
Sierra's husband.
The Niners, man?
Well, 1-2 step.
Jimmy,
Yo, Jimmy got like 2 of them and a Super Bowl.
oh, it's in Rush division though.
But you just downplayed him. He got 2 NFC championships appearances.
You want him? You want him? Is he better than Tua? You want him? You want him? He's on the block. You want him?
When did you guys account for shit?
You want him?
I guess.
Do you want him? We have clearly seen Jimmy. You want him?
He better than Heineke.
And how did he better than Tua?
No, he not.
Yo, you want?
Look at the stats.
You want Garoppolo?
I'll have a team.
Google.
Oh yeah.
No.
But if you had a team,
Google.
Yeah.
I need he better than Tua.
Google. When
Nigga, they both average. Fuck you talking about. They both average. Did y'all win the playoffs this year?
Nah.
Alright. Moving on.
Bro.
You was talking shit like October. You was talking real heavy.
Like 9 straight. You were like 9
That nigga
straight.
was talking, go back to the film, nigga was talking heavy as shit. That nigga started the gym up too. Stop making it sound like you got motherfucking Aaron Rodgers back there. Cut that shit out. Your organization was trying to lose. Your coach is fucking.
Play, we don't lose.
Oh, God.
I can't front all that. It ain't
It
even work. It ain't every word.
What's the best ability?
Availability.
Must not have been available. It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that.
what was it?
Brian Flores didn't want to play him. Was playing Brian Fitzpatrick. When 2 of them
Practice not on your fucking team. What are you talking about?
He went 2-1, 9 games in a row.
We're talking about last year.
He won 9 games in a row.
What the fuck does Ryan Patrick have to do with last
No,
year?
what I'm saying
What does
is-
Ryan Fitzpatrick have to do with last year?
What I'm saying is, Fitzpatrick was splitting time?
Last year? That's the question. I don't know.
The year before.
Okay. So my question is, what the fuck does that have to do with last year?
Oh shit!
They were splitting time last year, but Ryan Fitzpatrick seemed to have been hurt last year and on uniform. So what the fuck does that have to do with last year?
You know what I meant.
I do not know what you meant.
The year before that.
2019. He was what? He won 9 weeks
That's
this year.
fair. That's fair.
The year before that,
That's fair.
when we had Brian Fitzpatrick, Brian Flores didn't want to play him. We were playing Brian Fitzpatrick. Losing. Went to a play, we won. Every game to a play when we had Brian Fitzpatrick, we won. When he plays, we win.
Right.
No matter how he get it done, we win.
Okay. So did you go to the playoffs that year?
Yeah, we better than y'all.
I don't know. How do you say that? That's just your mouth talking. You sound ridiculous.
We better than y'all.
Come on, man. Stop it. How? And what numerical measure? How? We went to the playoffs last year. You didn't. You didn't. You did not. Regardless of your dumbass quarterback controversy with Ryan Fitzpatrick, we went to the playoffs last year. Your boy started. He was the incumbent starter this year. Since you want to be personal, did he win every game he started this year?
He only lost 2.
Okay, so sounds like he's just a little fragile.
He lost 2 games.
I know. So what's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? Or is you just saying you just throwing darts? What's the problem?
It was the coach.
It's the coach.
Yeah.
Okay, I can respect that. So we got another year. So we'll have this discussion again next year.
Hey. Yeah.
For the G.
Yeah. You got a coach that got confidence in
Mike McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Michael Till's.
He said Josh McDaniels is not even number 2 man.
That's what I'm talking about.
What the fuck are we
So
doing?
McDaniels fucked up. I'm sorry. I got McDaniels fucked up.
Okay, James Davis tournament MVP, baby.
Hello.
No worry, yeah.
He came on stronger than this season.
That's big. That's huge.
He came on stronger.
Yeah.
That is huge.
It was like 6
It seemed like he had took that jump.
It was like 6-time freshman of the week.
You know what I say, man? People don't get older. People don't get older by their birthdays. It's certain experiences and shit that happen in your life that, I got older that day. It wasn't your birthday, but shit happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got basketball maturity. He just got, I ain't gonna say grown man, but he grew a lot in a lot of motherfucking days, Jair Davis at Delaware, because he was, like you said, he didn't start off like this, but he finished fucking strong. That sound like a Delaware motherfucker. He might start off like that, but finish strong. He seems like the type of, the same type of thing, like, dude, these people like him and other like that, they finish strong and they beat a certain type of different way, man.
Check this out, though. Speaking of a certain type of different way, Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
He said don't call him that shit.
He cracked it, man. Rush cracked it. Rush cracked it.
He said don't call him Russell Westbrook. You know,
so understand this, that Russell, understand, you being real candid.
Yeah, you gonna check niggas up for real.
But unfortunately, what you've just done is now you're giving a free pass for every rival stadium in the United States to have Russell Westbrook signs, shirts, characters, whatever. You just acknowledge that it bothers me. Which is why would you? You don't want your family in there. You don't even want your family at home games. That's a very, very, very bad sign. So ultimately, you've given your kryptonite to every. That's just like, remember when the shot clock used to go off when Giannis used to shoot the free throws? And every stadium in America counted down just as a thing. So now, because they know it bothers you, and you're supposed to be unflappable.
But see, to you, the thing I got from that, I don't think he cared out of town, people say it. It was at home.
I agree with that.
Well, that's where it originated, though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His kids.
I feel like he's more affected by
Yeah, and they here in the crowd, and they in the crowd, and all that. I'm pretty sure he not worried about
away game.
Yeah,
That's part of it.
Yeah, that's part of it. It was the home effect of it. And he said, my kids walking through
But
the
that's
streets.
who's most disgusting.
That's
My
fair.
kids walking down the streets.
That's who's most disgusting.
It's like,
Your whole crowd.
they call it his son, Kevin Westbrook.
Right.
And I'm disrespecting you. That
Because
take it
they're
to
the
the
most
wall.
disgusting. They're the most disgusting, though.
Ball.
Hold tight.
I don't know if that. I'm a fan. I can't agree.
I want to say something.
I'm a fan.
I want to say something to a conversation me and Iceman had years.
I was a fan before you got here.
years ago. And this is where I say, man, you always gotta keep yourself open to new information. The good brother Iceman, they turned me on to something way back in the days. And I want to say it was involving Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is an iconic, historic legend in Philadelphia Times, but at this time he was on bad terms. He was on very bad terms. And it came up where Allen Iverson had fought with, damn, why y'all going at my kids in school talking about, oh, dang, your daddy can't make laugh or whatever. Iceman said to me, it was all good when they was calling you the best motherfucker in the league.
Facts.
It was all good when you was the answer. It was all good when you led the league in motherfucking points and steals and put your hand to your ear and I can hear y'all. That went on for many more years than the little
How long did it go on?
many more years than the little bit of time that Russell Westbrook actually asked to come back to and honored and coveted the aspect of coming back to LA to do this. Good brother, there is no motherfucking way that you can sit around and say that you were not culpable, you didn't have expectation.
It's different.
It's not different at all.
Cause I can listen, but
You told
I
me
can
that.
pretty. I'm saying it's kind of different from AI because I can pretty much guarantee in this Westbrook situation, they wasn't doing what they doing to him in LA that it was doing in DC. They doing in DC what they doing to him in LA. They wasn't doing to him what they doing in LA and Houston.
Brother, that was not the premise of.
It's a different ball game. Listen, it's a different ball game.
I can say that it's a different ball.
Nah, it's a different ball game. You can call my pop sorry. You can say trash. That's part of the, I know that.
Yeah.
But when you start coming to school calling me Jimmy Westbrook, my name Jimmy Westbrook, and you calling me Jimmy Westbrook.
Allen Iverson.
Now that's something different.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
That's not my name. I'm Little King Iverson.
But you don't have
Westbrook.
No other city was treating you like that. It's a different ball game where a city you live in.
This was in Philly. They was called it like it was all good. No, you say it was all. Allen Iverson lived in Philadelphia.
Listen,
So the kids,
I know my
his
kids.
kids went to school in Philadelphia.
I know my kids. You're not gonna keep fuck me. You just not gonna keep calling my
We
kids.
all Iverson was the rest of my kids.
For what?
They verbally. Man, my name is no motherfucking Jimmy Westbrook.
No, that's not what we saying. What I said to you was
That's what I mean by causing the distraction. What he's talking about. That's what, you know what I'm saying? It comes, but it's different when it's at home. They didn't do this in DC. No home team really. They don't do this to Giannis. They don't do this to.
Giannis the shit.
But they did do it to AI. Who we equate this to? That's what I'm saying. Proceed.
Yeah.
There's certain fan bases, unfortunately, that you got to
Listen.
I'm sorry.
Listen.
And when you move your kids there,
Listen.
I rock with it.
you know, now mind you,
And
you could have kept your kids.
Now you can say my pop sorry. Cause I'm saying other niggas is dad sorry as I'm watching the
You know what
game
tell
and
my
that nigga
kids?
sorry.
You know what I tell my
You
kids?
just not gonna
You know
cheat
what I tell my kids?
disrespect.
You know what I tell my kids?
My kid not gonna let you disrespect him.
Tell my
Man,
kids,
Primo ain't gonna let you keep calling me Phil. Man, look at Jamel something. Man, you ain't gonna keep calling me
But check this out.
Javille, can't talk to motherfucker about your son.
It ain't gonna be about you no more.
Check this out. Check this out.
You disrespecting me.
When y'all winning, and your kid going to every restaurant getting free food,
Getting free chicken fingers.
But he not calling people names.
he's not. Fuck that.
He ain't going in there saying, fuck you, Billy, give me a
I don't
cheese
give a
steak.
fuck about that. My point is this. My point is, the good comes with the bad, bro. If you go
That's a different kind of good.
because you know me Westbrook and not Westbrook, I'm mad about that. I'm really mad about that for real.
But you
Not
can't
Take me
be serious.
serious.
You.
Take me serious.
I'm not saying you.
I'm mad at somebody
saying
call my son Westbrook. And
Yo, how your kid gonna react? How your kid? We not saying you're mad.
Your kid is coming home every day saying, Dad,
Yo.
you're teasing me. Is that's
Even if you got a teenage nigga, he like, yo, you're not gonna just you're not gonna keep calling me, yo, homie. He even gonna step to the nigga in school. That's a problem. That's a fight. That's a problem.
Hold on, man.
Private school niggas kill niggas.
Yo,
What the fuck are you talking about?
I totally
That's a
understand.
problem. That's a problem.
I totally understand you're not gonna call me on my name. But what you saying is you're not gonna call me on my name. What you saying is you're not gonna call me on my
It's
name.
not usually a problem at home.
It's a problem. You suck.
It's
Because
not usually a problem. What I'm saying is, it's not usually a problem at home. It's not usually a problem in the hometown you play for.
what I'm saying is he's saying you're not gonna call the son in school like you're not gonna call me Kevin Westbrook. That's what you're saying is the problem. He's
It
like,
could be a problem.
it is a problem. And he's like, it shouldn't be a problem.
Millionaire problems. These are millionaire problems. That's all what it is.
We can understand what that problem, bro.
Think about it though.
No, I'm saying I can understand it could be a problem. It shouldn't be, because that's what all the money is for. Because at the end of the day, your dad is sucking it up.
The price.
Your dad is Westbrooking it. But the funny thing is,
How about that?
when he was putting up triple doubles, we was calling him Bro. That's not his name either. I bet you like that. I bet you like that.
It was a term of endearment.
You son of Mr. Triple Double. I bet you love that. Now this went on for how many years?
So what do you do at that?
Take the street bill.
What do you do at that?
Young boy.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask it.
You like me call yo, you like me saying fresh my homie. You don't like me saying fresh. Man, that nigga's a weirdo. I don't fuck with that nigga. Which one you like?
But
Which one you like?
But it's a fan.
Which one? Oh, but which one you like
But
though?
it's a fan.
It don't matter. If it's a,
Absolutely, you're right.
but you saying I don't have to. I need to take. No, I don't have
It
to.
does, but it does.
So I guess
to me.
So here's my
To me, it
question.
matters.
So what's the next step? So what do you do? What do
If
you
a
do?
string was going over
Nah, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I don't know what he do, but I'm saying that's a different aspect of the situation.
No, it's horrible.
Is that
It's very
home?
unfortunate.
It don't usually happen for players at their home in their city.
Okay.
It don't usually happen.
Crazy thing is, players
It
don't
don't usually
caliber,
happen.
players of his caliber, with these expectations, whether he does it or not,
That's what I'm
usually don't play
saying.
this fucking bad either.
It don't. But this is here.
I'm pretty sure.
You don't. You know what I'm saying? You
Bro,
This is true.
you pulled me
in my
around.
city. We got my family got it in my city.
All right, so what
And
you
not
gonna
just
do?
the city you play, but the city you from.
But if you didn't suck, what if you didn't suck?
It sucks.
Man, it's
I
unfortunate.
still we suck.
Clearly, it's unfortunate, but what do you do?
But we suck everywhere.
No.
To hear y'all say it, he sucked everywhere.
Who said that?
Who?
gonna be the person to say that he sucked in Houston, he sucked in Washington.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Houston fans wasn't like, fuck the family. Fuck the family.
okay, so here's my question.
They was like, come on, Westbrook.
Wait.
Come on, man.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. So now you choose to put more pressure on yourself and go home. Knowing you
I understand. I feel all that. But that's what I'm saying. It's just
So what are you
unprecedented.
saying? What are you saying?
This is something that's unprecedented.
Okay, all right, it's unprecedented. What the fuck does Russell Westbrook do now?
Hey, what you do? You play.
Yes, unfortunate that your kids getting
Make
bullied
buckets like that.
because you
make
suck
buckets.
ass in a town
guess you
that
make
you
buckets.
chose to come to play. That the expectation was championship. When you went to Washington, the expectation wasn't championship
It's
or
only
bust.
one choice.
When you was at Houston, the expectation wasn't championship or bust.
Why?
When you was in OKC,
Y'all wasn't trying to win championships.
yes.
So why you say that expectation was a championship or bust?
And
That's
so-
what he said.
Are you comparing Houston expectations to Los Angeles Lakers expectations with
No.
LeBron James? You can't possibly. You can't possibly. You can't possibly. It's Houston and LA.
So
If I got LeBron James on my team, I always expect that. We got a chance to win the championship.
Because when y'all got Westbrook, your expectations was championship or bust.
So
When y'all got him, y'all like,
So are you saying this is a surprise? Like, wow, I can't believe this is happening. This is
nah, their expectations was the same as y'all.
real. Okay.
He was that beast. Y'all,
So his kids didn't get rid of him. So it's let's go past that. I don't agree with that, but let's just say it is. So let's just say it is the same.
Championship or bust.
What they
different
getting
from
for this?
expecting attention.
So let's say if that's the case. So
what you getting
if it was championship or bust in Houston and your kids didn't get rid of you, you went to Washington. What was the expectation there?
I'm just here. I had to get out of Houston.
Okay. So when you went to LA, what was the expectation?
Championship or bust.
So are you shocked? Or are you saying you're like, oh wow, I can't believe this is happening to my kids? Or y'all just cruel and these people are cruel?
It can shock you because you've been playing in the NBA for so long in different cities and it never happened in your hometown. Yes, it could be. It can be. What you mean? It never happened. And then it started happening. Oh, what the fuck? You niggas is cussing my wife out? Like, shit. Yo, we're talking about don't come over here. We gonna beat you the fuck up, bitch. Here, come on home, man.
Alice, you not Wonderland.
This is my home. That's what
Alice, you not Wonderland.
Here's the thing that Russell Westbrook doesn't want to address. That he's actually playing to the expectation, to the criticism he's getting. That's the part that he doesn't want to admit. He does suck as much as people say he sucks.
Listen,
He does suck right
say
now in 2022. As much as people say he sucks. And if he just admitted, yeah, I suck, it wouldn't be as bad on him.
Ben Simmons.
I'm listening.
Okay. Is it warranted or no?
Warranted. Hell of a warranted that criticism on top of him. Hell of a warranted criticism is he deserves the same criticism. Why are you criticizing me? Dog, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you not playing the game? How self-unaware are you? How self and we ain't talking about your lady, your kids, none of that. We call you Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook.
That's an indication on how you're playing.
Yeah. You!
No.
Not your kids. We already know your kids. The funny thing is, they got $40-something million to be okay with being called Captain Westbrook.
Hold on. Now you do
That's
know.
what the money's
Now
for.
you do know that there are kids that have experienced the championship in LA, and then all of a sudden they're not blind to the fact that they're bringing you in as a final piece to be a championship team and win it. So these kids, when your kids are in their school, yada yada yada, you gonna get the same treatment. It's part of the game. It's part of the experience of being
They say
a
your daddy.
superstar basketball player.
They say your daddy won fucking up championship. They say your daddy won fucking up championship parade. Kevin Westbrook.
Your daddy reached me having a parade this year?
And I come, my daddy made the most in the league. That shit don't happen. Okay, it don't happen. Not at home.
In closing,
But
Not at home.
let's wrap it up, fellas.
In
Close.
closing.
Motherfuckers ain't going around Dallas talking in school talking about me Dak Prescott. No, they ain't.
I saw it.
I bet.
No, they ain't.
I bet Dak Prescott
Might be a little different. Might be a little different talking what you think, but I ain't gonna review that.
I bet Dak Prescott did.
Oh, yeah,
In certain places where I think when it's high, when it's
Boy.
expectations.
Nigga is dad
Your
fucking up.
boy.
You mixed that.
You heard that?
We had that white QB who was good, motherfucker. Your nigger ass mixed ass tail.
It's fucking what? Hell, hey,
So listen.
you never home with a mutt.
As always, man, we appreciate y'all walking with us,
Thank you,
man.
Well,
It's the Fire Nice experience, man. We talk about everything, man. We joke about everything. Everything's fair game.
You gonna get these jokes, nigga?
You gonna get these jokes,
Yes.
man. You gonna get these jokes, man. You know, don't take us too serious, man. So we get serious, man.
We'll never get serious until we're serious, though.
You just gotta figure out when that is, man. But you know, you've been walking with us for that long.
If you laugh at us when we serious, Ice gonna fuck you up, nigga.
I say those person is the Remy bottle. What's going on?
I'm hungry and shit. I'm ready to go. I'm tired.
I'm cool.
Nigga, I don't know. I'm just.
You need some weed. Yo, it is.
Yo, bro, that's what we are.
Man.
What's going on here, man?
Thank y'all for walking with us,
This is
man.
weird,
Y'all know
bro.
us, man. For taking this walk.
Shout out to
Thank you,
University of
man.
Connecticut, man. Huskies, man.
Shout out to the Huskies.
Huskies all day, man. I'm
Shout out to the
talking about
Huskies, man. Play the music,
all
man.
day, man.
Listen,
Huskies,
You
man.
might hear from us Thursday.
Mike.
Hello.
Okay, you
Hello.
good, man. We with it. Location. Listen, Fire Ice always in the building, man. Might be one of us, two of us, three of us, but we always in the building, somewhere, everywhere. You heard?
And just walk with us. That's all it is. Seaford, Tower Hill, Howard, Louisiana. I'm in the building. It's going down. I'm in the building. Thursday. I'm in the building. It's going down, man. Yeah, I'm in the building. I like Howard.
Take us out of here.
I do too.
I don't know what I think. I just want to see
I like how.
Shout out to my baby Mir the Shields, baby.
I just want to see great games, man. Entertainment, man. Give me that old thing back, man. That old feeling. That's really all I care about.
Plus Howard, man, only city joint. That was crazy. I ain't think that Cooley was saying that shit to us. No city, no public schools in the city made it to the tournament.
All private and like
Charter.
or slow
No public schools.
Yeah.
No Brandywine, Mount Pleasant, McKean, Dickinson, AI, Glasgow.
Who's that on, though? Who's that on?
That's a different discussion.
Yeah, that's a different discussion.
But check it. Listen, man. It's your boys, man. Fresh Fire in the build.
Hello.
The little soon. We got
Thank
my guy right here.
It's the coach, man.
You know what I'm talking about?
All the P's, man.
All the P's, he pushing P too. We got my man right here. We got a little bro right here.
Man, we here, man. Thanks for walking with us,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
We'll
man.
see y'all next week.
It's your boy D Mac, man. We in Area 51. We in the spot. E-Way all day. 9th, 8th, Kirkwood, Lombard, 11th, 10th, Poplar, CD Dub, Section, Doobie, Gums, Beezer, Rasanda, Tape, little L, little Snake in the building. We got
The whole down bottom politic group.
We got Julio 400, Pilsen Crew Podcast, South Outlaws.
Bags, Meister, Live, Rest in peace, Miss Trudy,
Breezer, everybody, man.
MG,
Breezy,
Cousin Boney, Jazz, Cam.
Salam in the building. Fight Dog, Hum Dum,
Oh my
Earl
God.
Pisno, D. Jones.
How many people gonna start up?
Hey, Hey, man, we want to shout to you, team.
Ain't all man, keep going, motherfucker. Keep going. We don't more, motherfucker. Keep going.
Building. Everybody, man. Eat time, man. Fuck it. Show Smiley, man. Everybody, man. All my people.